Ooh,
What's
it's
up?
Tuesday. Show Me the Money Club live Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, here on the Rideshare Guy. You can see us on many multiple channels, whether it's YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I think that's all of them right now. We are on. You can also catch the audio form of the podcast on any major podcasting platform. Just search Show Me the Money Club and look for our two beautiful smugs on the picture. And you know you got the right one. Sergio, we got a fuck ton to talk about today when it comes down to it. But first, I think we got to talk to a couple people in chat already. So first off, Will Connor, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. We saw that before the show just started.
Much
so
appreciated, man.
appreciate it.
Much
Rodeo,
appreciated.
Steve, seeing yes, put that 25 likes. We got 16 right now. 25. Actually, everybody hit that thumbs up.
Yeah, everybody who's
and
in
then
the chat put a like. I mean, it's free.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, well, we got a lot to talk about. Sergio, how you doing before we do our rundown and what's going on for today?
This has been going on for like last 3 weekends in a row, right? And then Mondays is the explosion that happens. A couple of weeks ago was the Business Insider article, a couple of weeks ago was something else. And then obviously, yesterday, was a massive day. I mean, it really was.
Yeah, I mean, another Business Insider article.
Another Business Insider, and then the bigger
one was,
and
it didn't just have you, but it also had Zach and Kim in it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was some other thing that was going on.
Something small.
Wasn't really that big. It was something to do with Uber and
it was overlooked.
Yeah. Robert Acosta, appreciate that. Thank you.
Robert, thank you. Yeah, it was totally overlooked, bro. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, for those who didn't know, Uber made an announcement yesterday in LA, and of course, that is Sergio's hometown. Uber, next time I want it in Buffalo, okay? We can do it at the Buffalo Bills Stadium where we had the nice big party. We had a big Christmas party a few years ago. That was a lot of fun. Let's do it there. We could do it, have a little bit of fun in the next one, so then that way I can feel part of it. But no, it was pretty good. I mean, we're definitely going to be breaking everything down. But you got to meet I mean, we met David Risher, and you got to meet Dara
in flesh. Yeah. And look, this was like a secret thing anyway. Nobody knew about it. Obviously I knew about it, and then yeah, it happened. Finally, it happened. And then look, I mean, he's the CEO of a $110 billion company. You guys like him, hate him, it is what it is. And when you do get the chance, you're not going to squander these chances, right? And we'll talk about all the other stuff. But look, it was a great experience. It really was. I know today, okay, I cannot say much about it because everything that was said at the meeting was off the record. Whatever we talked about between me and him, which I agreed to, okay, and with all the other execs, I can assure everybody here and whoever's going to watch later, thousands, when we say they're watching, if this doesn't prove that they're watching, then what else? I don't know. They're watching, they're listening to the community. A lot of the changes that we're going to talk about was because we were in the background with all these people, okay? So we have their ears, we have their eyes. They were very appreciative of what we're doing. And, it was like an opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, go meet the CEO, and he was very warm. I talked to him for about 10 minutes in person. I talked to all the top executives in length because meeting ended at 12:30 and I was there until like 1:45. And there is good stuff to come, we'll talk about obviously the earnings part in a minute. All these things are what drivers wanted. I mean, look, what does drivers want? They want higher earnings, safety, protection against unjust deactivations. And on the first issue, there is a lot of work being done. Now, this is not a cop-out, people. This is a company with 33,000 employees, which just did 2.44 billion trips. When I tell you, people, that they honestly don't know what's going wrong until people like us get up here with the community support that I get these screenshots and we talk about it, honestly, they don't know. And once we know, we try to nip it in the bud, and that's what they're doing. But the system is so huge that it's taking time. As far as higher pay, you guys need to stay tuned. There is stuff coming up. I can't say anything about it. But the first quarter of next year, there is interesting stuff coming up, and that will be in regards to upfront fares and higher pay. So that's all I can say, all I'm allowed to say. I know you guys are going to be disappointed. But that was it. Yeah, man, it was good. It was shaking hands, and there were 60 drivers, brothers and sisters of mine. 10 of them knew me. The rest didn't.
You should. I hope you told them who you were.
I passed out cards, business cards.
Nice.
And to my surprise, literally every executive that walked up to me, they said, we love what you're doing, keep what you're doing. It's not about keeping them honest. To them, it's solving problems. And if you guys are not involved and send me those screenshots by the hundreds now every week, we cannot do this. And I'm not going to take credit. Chris is not going to take credit. Rideshare guy's not going to take credit directly. But whatever came around had a lot to do with us. And that's all I can say. And, we thank you for your support. Please keep sending me all these screenshots. That's the only way we can battle. And to me, I think it was a good day for the drivers yesterday. That's all I can say.
Yep. I think this is, I think the big thing is everybody should kind of step back and kind of celebrate a minor win. And, then afterwards we collect and then we go back to what we need to do to try to help make more changes and more coming and, fix things that need to be fixed. So it's going to happen in increments. It'd be great if it happened all right with the snap of a finger, but unfortunately, it's not how the world works, and it does take time. And again, that's something that is just starting. A lot of changes. Literally, out of the three most complained things, two of the three were addressed. And so that's good. Obviously, the biggest cat in the bag is pay. And, you alluded to something coming very soon. So hopefully it will be reflective and nice for people to hear at that point when it does come to fruition. But yeah, let's enjoy that particular win. Verified riders, that's going to be a great thing because we all want more safety. Protections or better appeals process when it comes to deactivations is another huge thing, because what happens if all of a sudden you wake up the one day and you get an email that says you lost access to your account and too bad, so sad. Well, now you'll be able to have some sort of good appeal process that will help you get back on the road. Yeah, it's going to be frustrating. Yeah, it's probably going to piss you off, but hopefully they're actually going to stick to it and do a little bit better. So let's enjoy the win while we have today, and then let's go back to war tomorrow and help make it better.
Yeah. And then, internet is a wonderful thing, right? Everybody has a voice on the internet. And, and within like 3 comments, you have one guy saying, Sergio, you're doing a good job. And we put everybody's voices up. And this gentleman here says, Sergio, you're on their payroll now. Trust me.
Aren't we all on the payroll, though? We're all getting paid by Uber
you are
if you
on
drive
the payroll
Uber?
too. Every Tuesday you're getting the money or the instant pay, right? But besides that, if I was on their payroll, I wouldn't be sitting here and taking this abuse. I'd be giving more of the abuse. But trust me, yesterday I did give a whole bunch of abuse. I showed them a whole bunch of stuff. And and when I do read these comments, like we put up that video, it's like to our level, it's viral, right? 70,000 views in like less than a day. And 60% of the people were like, "Thank you, Sergio. Thank you for doing this for the driver community." The other ones were, "I want more pay. I want more pay. I want more pay." I'm like, "Okay, all right. Here's the deal."
That sounds about right. 2 out of 3 complaints. So 33% of the comments should be something about pay, and the other 66 should be something about thank you for the safety or the deactivations and that type of stuff. So
we
either
have
way,
Chris, we have a good friend of ours on our show. He's been around from the first day pretty much, and he believed in us, right? And that's Jeff from Florida, right? And he's an old businessman, retired. He taught me, and I'm not that much younger than him, but he taught me 2 things. He said circle of influence and circle of control, right? And that I'm going to take to my grave. I didn't know about it. Now, if I am not the most important influencer when it comes to having these companies' ears, then I don't know what it is, who it is. One. Two, I am using my circle of influence to get things done. You believe it, you don't believe it, that's all up to you. But as far as circle of control, that is the guy that I took the picture with. Okay. And to me, it wasn't about photo ops, but obviously I'm gonna take a picture. Okay. If you go to a Beyonce concert and then Beyonce says, let's take a selfie, I'm like, shit, of course I'm gonna take a picture. But a lot of good things are happening. A lot of people are listening. A lot of people are doing their best, and that includes me and Chris. Okay. So we cannot tell you everything. We could have told you all this months ago, for months, because this, by the way, these changes in the app take months and months and months. Everybody thinks, Chris, it's easy. Just write some code and, go. It doesn't work like that. It takes months. And these are good changes. I thought they were good changes. I thought the whole package was good. Now, pay, we'll see. We'll see what happens the first quarter of next year. We'll be here.
Yep.
And I'm sure all the believers and non-believers will be here too. So,
all right. Well, great show. No, I'm just kidding. Let's actually get started on the show. So we've got a lot to talk about.
This is my last episode.
But hey, we had to take a little victory lap, kind of air some things out. So just to let you guys know. Steve, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Steve.
Appreciate that. Stoked that I'll be buying Sergio drinks on his birthday. Sergio's a real deal. Chris I too. Okay, cool.
This time we're gonna make it happen. You're gonna have to come to LA this time. So that's it.
Well, hey, give me a ticket and I'll be there. But all right, let's do a rundown what we're gonna be talking about today. So yes, the first topic that we're gonna be talking about, we are definitely going to be talking about all the changes that are going on, what is new within Uber and the driver app, what's going on with passengers. Peggy, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Peggy.
And then we're going to be talking about, kind of a breakdown of it. We're going to give our thoughts, what our thoughts are, if it's good, bad, the overall, some improvements that could make it better, or, best practices type thing. And then also, we want to know what your thoughts are. So put it in the chat. Then we're going to be talking about what's up.
We must have RP, Rideshare Professor, people watching today.
That's all right. Let them. We're all good here, so we're enjoying. So then we're going to be talking about a Lyft New Training Mandate, and you have to complete it or you cannot log on issue going on there. Then we're going to be talking about, is Uber following in the footsteps of DoorDash with hourly guarantees? We're going to be talking about unaccompanied minor problems are still a huge problem, and these companies are really choosing not to deal with it. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about an unfortunate circumstance with a fallen driver. So we're going to be sharing that, a couple of nice positive things, try to help when it comes to those very unfortunate circumstances. And then we're going to end the show with some funnies, and we want to know what you guys think. So we're going to bring you on the show. So make sure you pay attention to the link when we post it, because if you want to come on, share your thoughts on the changes, whatever else we're talking about today. If you want to bitch at Sergio because he didn't do anything about pay, you can do that. But in reality, we can't do anything like that right now. But no, honestly, when it comes down to, we're going to have a great show. But of course, we want to thank today's sponsor, Upside. So, Sergio, I don't know if you can tell, but I don't know about you, but I can't believe how much it costs for gas now.
Bro, I never pay full price. Okay, I just use the free. Okay, this is free. Now, people go upside this, upside that. Okay, it's free, man. You can't complain about free. I mean, if you start complaining about free, you guys have problems. Okay, it's a free Upside app, and I get cash back every time I fill up.
All right, nice. Well, you actually get paid real cash though when you buy gas with the app?
No, they improved the app so much now with the GPS locator. I go fill up, and there's a tab that pops up, and it says, "Did you pay?" I go click. I paid. 24 hours later, there comes my cash. Simple as that. No more uploading receipts and any of that stuff. So I love it.
Nice. Ooh, even better, streamlined. All right, well, make sure you download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you're in gas. Use promo code RSG25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill up. Again, that's code RSG25 just a quick disclaimer, cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin, but they have more ways to get cash back. So
Yeah.
you want to make sure that you can download the app, even in those 2 states.
Okay, Chris, before we go to the first slide, whatever, the screenshot, let's
Yep.
do this, okay? So here's the deal. We did this, I think 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, or maybe last week. I just lose track of time because so much shit's happening that it's like I'm like in a tornado. Here's the deal. For all the people who say the shit pay, horrible pay, okay, I get it. I got you. Here's the deal. 2 weeks ago, it was, I think 2 weeks ago, we said, we don't believe the executive telling the community that national earnings, national, okay, not city, not this hour, not that hour. Both CEOs said the same thing. They said nationally, driver earnings are up 25% from last year, okay, 1. 2, they said they're earning on average $33 per active hour. Now, active hours is P2, P3. If you guys don't know what that is, you shouldn't be doing Rideshare. But I said,
Well, there is 1.5 million new drivers on the Uber platform worldwide.
Right,
so they might not know what P2 through P2 and P3 is. So
no, you're
P2
right.
is from the
You're right.
moment that you
P2,
accept a
P3.
ride, going to
Yeah.
pick up somebody. That's period 2. Period 3 is when they get in your car, you start the trip, and then you end the trip. That's period 3.
Yeah.
Period
Yeah.
1 is while you're waiting for a ride to come in.
Yes.
Period 0 is when you're offline.
Yes. So I said, I'm doing a study. I have a spreadsheet. Send me the last 4 weeks, not one day, one trip, whatever. Every Monday, or when you're done with your last shift on the weekend, okay, Sunday night, you are presented with the weekly statement in your app. You can click on it and see how many hours you work, how many active hours you work. On Uber, it's online hours, but you can figure out your active hours. And on Lyft, it's pretty transparent. One box says online hour, one box says active hour. So you know what active hours are. I said, please send me your screenshots for the last 4 weeks, Chris. Okay. About 22 people out of all the people that watched by the thousands, they sent it to me. Not one was below 33 an hour on active time. Different cities, different driving styles, different cars, whatever they are. Not one was below. So every time I got an email, I go, click, shit, is this below 33? No. Again, this is active time. So people who are in the chat who are complaining, right, who are saying we don't make any money, okay, send them to me, because that's what we do. We look at it, we make sense out of it, and then we present it to these companies. I go, aha, you guys are lying. So I don't care how many of you send it to me. Send them all. Last 4 weeks of weekly screenshots to see what your average is. If it's that bad, if you're not making 33 per active hour, they're going to hear about it. So I'm collecting data. Sergio at therideshareguy.com. Please send them to me. Okay.
Yeah. The only thing though is active hour does not constitute real time, and that is why they say that's why they say active time. And when you have the actual time, like online time, so if I go on at, let's say, 4 p.m. and then I log off at 4 a.m. and work 12 hours,
Absolutely.
your if you look at it, your active time might be 7 hours and 45 minutes. So that other time that you're sitting there waiting for a ride with nothing going on, not counting periods 2 and 3, but actually just 1, unfortunately, that does not get solved into the equation. So
no, I agree. I agree.
But here's the other thing. They say, oh yeah. When it comes to PR, 33 per active hour. And they always put it in active hour. But when you look at your apps, they'll put on something that will say something like, you could earn $21 an hour driving, between this time. And it's always like Saturday in the middle of the night when it's usually the busiest, because that's when everybody's out partying and then heading home. And it's always like $21, $22 an hour. They're not talking about active hour. They're talking about actual time when it comes down to online time or, real world. So unfortunately, that is the difference there. So that's how they manipulate the numbers to look in one favor or the other.
I have no disagreement with you in anything you said. I'm just saying that that's what they're saying, and we're going to try to prove it wrong, because if your online hour is 12, but you only work 6, and in those 6 you earn 33, but if you count the, look, I know what's happening all over this country. They just added 1.5 million drivers around the globe. Okay, that means lower utilization rates, meaning, yeah, they could say 33 per active, but what if only you're busy half the time? So if you're out there 12 hours, okay, let's do this. If you're out there 12 hours, made $500, okay, that looks pretty good, right? But if it took you 24 hours to make that $500, it's not going to look as good. So I want to get data. I want to collect data, because I don't believe, on average, each driver is making 33 per active hour. I want to collect the data. So send me the data. That's all I'm doing. Collection of data, because when we talk to them and saying, next time they say, or I interview DK, go average on 33 an hour. Well, I go, no, sir, look at this, because active doesn't mean shit, right? And that's all I'm saying. So please send them to me. Sergio at the rideshareguy.com.
All right, so let's look at some of these changes and let's break them down a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. So we did the video, super popular. If you guys missed this, you can watch that as well. There's going to be a breakdown of that. So the pink screen is changing. Okay. The pink screen that was, okay, to me, I called it accidental discharge. Do you know how many times, Chris, I have accepted a trip because I'd be like texting somebody or
And then all
watching
of a sudden it
something,
pops up.
the fucking thing pops up, and then I go click. I go, shit, I accepted a trip I didn't want to accept, right? Okay,
That's
so
the one thing I
gone now.
like about Apple, is that it doesn't allow for apps to pop up like that. So you only get the notification on the top. You have to click it in order for the app to actually open.
Yeah. So now there is that blue tab, which is, they called it the Uber Blue. Okay. I'm not joking. That's what it is. And there's an accept button now, unless you push that. And if you guys recall, there was a decline button. Now there are 2 decline buttons, one within this square and one up top, the usual, up top decline button, right? So you have 2 chances to decline garbage. And now there is no accidental discharge. Now, to me, I would cancel and move on. It's not that big of a deal. But a lot of audience members probably are going for higher tiers for one reason or another. We're not going to make fun of any of that shit. So if you want to reach platinum or certain levels, you need a certain cancellation rate. You know what I'm saying? And that really messed people up, unless you're on auto accept and accepting everything. So I think this is a wonderful change, right? Now you have to hit that accept button. And part of the talk that I can talk about yesterday was, I'm only going to say what I can talk about. I said, we need to extend this ping duration to match your competitor. Okay. You guys, you should all know what it is.
15
You
seconds
should all
would
know
be a
what
lot
it
better.
is. Okay. So we're working on that. But anyway, so that's changed. I think that's a major change as far as accidental discharge. Second thing that's happening with Trip Radar, well, we know, we call it where all, rejects go to die. Now, instead of being forced on you, right? That annoying noise, Chris, right? By the way, this is in cascading order. You know how you swipe on Tinder, up, down, sideways? I don't know what you do with it, but this is the same thing now. Now, when your screen is cascaded like this, that means there is three Trip Radar trips to look at, offers to look at. All you have to do is swipe right, you will get to the next one. Swipe again, you will look at the next one. It's not like it's filling up your whole screen. But the most important thing about Trip Radar is, if you click anywhere in the box except the black match tab, it will open up a map immediately, because before on Trip Radar, yes, it would give you the pickup, yes, it would give you the drop off, and it would give you the upfront fare, but it wouldn't give you the map. Now it's going to give you the map, which I think is a huge, huge, huge improvement of what we had before. So that's a good start. So now we continue. Now this is the pickup and drop off. Our one of our top guys, Joe. I love Joe. Joe makes the best goddamn videos. including us. Really, I think he's like the top guy here. So,
Uh-huh.
when Joe had talked about this, I don't know when, Chris, like a few months ago, right? About 4 months ago, maybe. You know, he was like
Like,
he made a
I think he was.
comparison between Uber and Lyft pink screen, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
and
a
it was
couple
a
months ago.
yeah, that was a request from a lot of viewers, and this was the old one, the one on the left, obviously, right? So all gray, pick up with an up arrow, faint up arrow at best, and drop off with a down arrow. I'm like, that was bullshit. And
Hmm.
they listened, and look what they did. Now Uber blue for pickup and black circle for drop off. I mean, this is like night and day to me, right? As far as, because look, I get it. 10 seconds we have, by the way, Uber, it's 10 seconds. Okay. In
Let's
10
bring it to
seconds,
15.
yeah, let's do 15. And in 10 seconds, when you look at this thing, by the time your eyes go to the phone while you're driving, right? You already lost like 2 or 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. Well,
now you don't have to
by
go,
time the
where is
ring,
the Apple?
yeah, by
Yeah,
time the ring actually happens,
yeah,
you're half a second in, and by
yeah,
time you actually notice, like, it registers in, and then you have to look. As long as it's safe, yeah, that definitely is about 2 or 3 seconds. That's why it seems like it goes by so quick.
yeah, I
And then
agree.
if you're on the
So
Lyft app and you have to switch over, it's even shorter than that, because now you only got like 4 or 5 seconds to actually take it before it's not there, and that means you got to do all those calculations really quick.
yeah, Eden Yardeni, Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. Why don't you send me your weekly earnings for the last 4 weeks? Let's see what you're talking about. Maybe I can help you, really. Personally coach you, maybe. Maybe we can improve your life. Because I'm not buying it. But anyway, so we go there, and this is, I think, a huge, huge, huge improvement, right? So if you don't like these 3 things, then out of the gate, I think you're behind the 8 ball. But let's go to the next one. This is for couriers mostly. I started doing deliveries last July. I've done about 1,400 of them so far, including on top of my rideshare, because some days I don't feel like talking to people or picking up people, whatever. I just relax for a couple hours, do deliveries at nighttime, dinner time, right? So this is mostly for couriers. This is a huge improvement as well. Okay, on the left screenshot, you guys can see a building there and the blue dot of where the person's pin is, okay? But the drop off is 2 houses ahead. Now, when you guys get close, I think within less than few hundred feet, the map goes into a zoom mode and it gives you all the single buildings numbers. But now here you can see that this guy is, or this person is 2 houses behind, but you're going to drop the food off where the red marker is. Huge improvement, right? On top of that, on the right screenshot, you guys can see that a lot of times when you're doing deliveries, if you're not in the suburbs or, in densely populated areas, parking is a pain, right? Uber is working with a company now that sends Uber data where available parking is. All those blue lines you guys see on both sides of the road is available parking spots. So you can park as close or far. You can be without doing it illegally, right? And the parking tickets are expensive. There goes your day if you get a parking ticket. So that you can walk a little bit and deliver it to this person. I think this is a huge improvement. And in most cases, what they're doing is they're also, if there is a picture that they can draw from, they're going to show you the picture of where you're dropping off. I mean, these are crazy changes. DoorDash doesn't have this. For people who also dabble into deliveries, I love this change. I mean, there is no ifs and buts about this. It eliminates, parking tickets, and it gives you exactly where you need to go, where you need to drop off, and where the consumer's pin is. I mean, nothing wrong with this one either. So this one is a big one. This we've been
Hmm.
talking about how long, Chris? You know what? You're good at this one because I know
Oh
we've been
God,
talking about
we've
this
been
behind
talking
the
about
scenes about
this
this shit.
probably
Right?
before we started the show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this right there is probably one of the 3 most complaint things when it comes to drivers and what they want to see when it comes to changes. Um, when it comes to safety, is taking safety and having passengers upload some sort of ID to verify who they are before they get in the car, and that is going to be happening. So now seeing the verified rider check mark knows that they've uploaded an ID, and that gives you as a driver a little bit more peace of mind, knowing if there's any issues that happen within that car, that they're going to be held responsible because their ID is on there. And I think that's a good step in the right direction. Now, when it comes to more safety and what else can be done, there's probably a few things that Uber and Lyft could potentially both do more, but a lot of it, unfortunately, is going to fall on you as the driver, and running through different scenarios, making quick decisions, and whether it's de-escalation, whether it's getting out of the car, whether it's taking matters in your own hands. There's a lot of different things, and safety is definitely something that needs to be key first and foremost for everybody, so everybody can make sure that they go home. This, I think,
Yeah.
helps when it comes down to a little bit more peace of mind, having a verified rider, because yes, that can right there itself can be a deterrent, because if they have to upload an ID, they might think twice about pulling something stupid then.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is a major change, major walk away from they
Peter,
resisting.
when
In
it comes
fact,
to gift cards, they have to, if they don't have an ID available, they have to upload
yeah,
already. That's been
yeah,
something
but
that they've done a year and a half ago, I think.
yeah, they're also going to do purging of names as they had promised a year ago, but now it's going to happen. Fake names, killer and whatever, Diablo or whatever the heck it is, right? And the important thing with this is they're going to continuously do database checks against data companies that these people are actually the people. Now, we talked about what if a lot of people order trips for other people, right? That's being worked on. So patience, people, that's being worked on. Now, I saw a comment, I put it up, I forgot your name, apologies for that. Check out the article that came out actually ironically yesterday morning. Go to Business Insider and go see what I said about that $2 base fare on DoorDash and Uber Eats, and what our contributors Kim and Zach said. I mean, we hammered DoorDash on that, and DoorDash did not even respond to the Business Insider, Chris. They said, no, we're not going to pick up the
I
phone
saw
on this
that.
one. I'm like, yeah, go kiss my ass, DoorDash. So yeah, Tony Shu, you're next. But anyway, so yeah, we did talk about that. Yes, $2 base pay is working for tips. I mean, there's none. I said this for 7 months now. I started doing deliveries. I can't even buy a pack of gum for $2. What do you want me to do? I mean, DoorDash is stingy, bro. They cut the base pay, Chris, from $2.75 to $2 now. Two single dollars for any delivery for within 3 miles. What the F? You know what I mean? But anyway. So let's continue with the
Drew,
positive.
appreciate
Drew,
the super
thank you.
chat.
Right. This is another that is true. Rideshare drivers have priority over also Uber Eats drivers, and we figured that out because I do rideshare, and a friend of mine, Michael, who we do deliveries together. I would get the ping before he did most of the time. So I am not sure if that's something that we can 100% confirm, but it is what it is. So another thing in the app that's happening. Okay, so we know about trips going longer. Remember, Chris? Yeah, it's significantly longer,
Yeah,
a
and all the
lot
bullshit language they
longer.
talk.
That bullshit language that's in upfront fares, right? Trust me, people, that was discussed for more than 15 minutes yesterday. And I'm going like, but we asked this to David Risher. And in fact, the one on the left, the verified writer, remember when we interviewed David Risher? I asked him, I go, what is your pushback on putting freaking ID checks on riders, right? There you go.
Mhm.
Uber, look, this is to Lyft as well. So hello, people at Lyft, I know. Uber is taking a huge step here. I mean, this is far and above and beyond what you guys are offering, okay? It's time to step up and match these. At least match these, if not do better, because you have done better with Trip Radar. You have done better with Area Filter. So don't worry about copying. These must happen on the Lyft platform as well. ASAP.
Well,
You're going to
appreciate
lose
super chat.
drivers.
Thanks.
I'm telling you, you're going to.
You think Lyft will copy
Yeah,
Uber?
I was just talking about
Probably.
it. Do I know? No, I don't know. Do I think? Yes. If I knew, I would tell you. Thank you, Will. So another thing, when upfront, trip goes longer time and distance, they don't respect our time, right? I just talk nonstop about that stuff, and stuff is changing. They're coming with certain changes that's going to be beneficial. And I said, I'm doing trips. I add my trips at the end of the week. I did 30 trips. I just drove for like 3 hours for free between the 7-minute extended wait time now, Chris, and the detours and the traffic jams, right? LA, they closed the 10 freeway. Everybody's taking detours now. I'm going like, hey, I don't want to do this for charity. And there is a formula that we're working on, and you guys will hear it shortly. I think you guys are going to like. But on that front, now within the app, you can notify, faster routes. Obviously, that was in their navigation, but also you can notify other drivers in the area that there is a road closure. This is like a Waze, kind of a thing. Remember how Waze made Google Maps more interactive? People would be able to talk about, road closures, accidents right away. They became like
where the cops are.
Yeah. And of course, Google bought them out. And now in the app, you can click these, boxes and let other drivers in the area know. And an alert will be sent out to the drivers in the area that, hey, watch out for these road closures, because their AI matching system sometimes doesn't factor traffic conditions. Okay. This is, out of everything, this is, I think, the least helpful one to drivers, but I think it's something, that we're going to agree with.
I think it's least helpful overall, but it's the most helpful in the event that you were taken down a route that has a road closed, or, something like that. Cause then that way, I don't know about you, but I'd be like, mother effer, all like the whole way.
Yeah.
Cause at that point, then it's like, then you have to turn around, you have to find a different route. So if that can be kind of alleviated, it helps the stress when it comes down to it, because I just want to pick somebody up and drop them off literally as fast as I can without breaking in the laws. So that I think, again, it'll be probably the most overlooked, but when it is something that will help, will be definitely a helpful thing.
Okay, Karen, stay tuned. We're coming up with that. How did you know we were talking about that today?
Yep, that's later.
Yeah, that's later. That's coming up. That's another thing that we're going to talk about. Yeah, this is, minor, but I think it's still helpful. So all these app changes and the ID verification, and the bigger one was, which we did another video, which I literally read the CEO's letter, was this. Okay.
Yep.
Look,
well, before we start talking about deactivations, the other thing too that they have in there is record your ride. So now you'll be able to record. You'll be able to turn your phone into a dash camera. That is a positive at one way and a negative in many ways. So look, hey, having the tools like that are good, but this is going to be my recommendation. And if you choose to agree, if you don't agree, that's cool. But I was thinking about this quite a bit when it came to the phone. First of all, most forward-facing or front-facing cameras suck, even on the newest phones. If you have the i15 or iPhone 15, if you have the S23, they are not good. We are going into winter, so for the northern part of the country and other parts of the world, you only have maybe 8 hours of sunlight a day, and that can usually a shift can exceed that. So you're driving in the dark at times, your front-facing camera is not going to catch that. Not only that, it's not wide angle, so you're not going to be able to capture what it is. It's going to be facing you. It's not going to be facing the passengers. So this is not going to be something that can replace a dash camera. They might spin it as that. The other thing that is nice, though, it will upload to their servers and put the footage into the cloud. So that is good. It's very close to the display ride dash camera, which is an actual dash camera. So that I would highly suggest still even more. But in addition to a dash camera that should be used, including something that would have IR for, at night, for being able to be wide angle to pick up passengers, to pick up maybe what's going on the outside of the car, as well as the driver, and then audio, doing the record my ride with the audio, because when you upload that data, that's a lot of data when it comes to a video footage. When it's audio footage, it's way less, maybe a 10th, maybe an 8th less in size. So if there's something that you're worried about, if you're in an area that doesn't have the best of signal or anything like that, it can really bog down your phone and could potentially make the apps not work as good with the event of the signal with the upload download strength. Audio is going to be much better there. So Yeah, couple it with a dash camera with the audio, and when it comes to deactivations, what you're gonna be talking about now, Sergio, I think that's gonna just help you improve your case, especially
Yeah,
in a wrongful, case of deactivation where a passenger's just looking for a free ride or to screw you over or something like that. So,
yeah.
that's all I wanted to say with that. A couple of
No, no, I agree.
things,
I
but
mean, I agree
best
with you.
practice, I
Y-
think an actual dash camera with the record audio only, because it's gonna be a lot
yeah,
better when it comes to, trying to get that over there, at least to look at something. And it's going to be a lot better footage coming from a dash camera versus a forward facing phone that's usually only going to be trained on you, and not necessarily the rest of the ride, if it can even see you in the middle of the night when you're driving.
I agree 100%. I mean, I think it's not going to be dash cam, obviously. But I mean, look, it's a tool that I think you don't have to use throughout your shift, but we all have been there. When you feel like a trip is going sideways, it's a good tool to have. And any evidence is better than no evidence to me.
Mhm.
Okay. And these are good tools, and they're releasing it to 20 more cities. Obviously, every state has different privacy laws as far as one party consent and versus two party consent states. California being two, obviously you may have some issues if you're recording, but the passenger can record the trip as well as you can record the trip. So the second the record button is pushed, there's a notification sent to your passenger you're recording, and if they do the same, you're going to get a notification while you're driving actually that you're being recorded. So any evidence is better than none, but when it comes to the unjust deactivations, they literally use the words we have used before. They said there are some unscrupulous passengers on the platform and that they want to get a few bucks back from the trip. I mean, I was like, this living guy go like, what did he just say? and and I was like, yeah, that's what we've been saying. But besides that, they're going to use their AI that they use on us really well. Because they said they figured out, by the way, that the liars and the fraudulent passengers are pretty much repeat customers too. They do it once, they're going to keep doing it to get the money out of Uber. So Uber goes, well, we're going to use AI on you now to see if we see a pattern that every other fourth trip you're using this bullshit on the driver, they're going to get booted off the platform as well. And the other thing that is not in this package that they talked about EV charging. There are a lot of people switching to EVs to do rideshare. We can talk about that next show. I will get the screenshots for those. Now, the review process is going to be a lot more stringent doesn't have to be unjust deactivations, on any deactivation. Okay. It's going to be a lot more stringent. You will have 2 review chances to get your case forward. And they will accept now, because before I've heard a lot, Chris, that people will say, well, I have dash cam footage and they didn't even take it. Right. Well,
Mhm.
now they will. Okay. This is all what they're saying. Now, again, think about the system, 2.44 billion trips, okay?
Well, let's look
1.1
at six
million,
and a half million drivers.
yeah.
Put that
And
in
1.1
there too.
million trips per hour, Chris. 1.1 million trips per hour, every hour, 24/7, 365. Okay?
Mhm.
This is it. I was like thinking, how when we talk about their shaving, if they shave a dime out of all these trips, they're making 250 million a quarter, right?
Yep.
They knew about that, by the way. and uh, and long story
Oh,
short,
so they said, yeah, 10 cents
yeah,
here,
yeah,
10 cents
yeah,
there. Yeah,
yeah,
thanks a lot.
yeah, you assholes
Bastards.
over there. But I was thinking, if 10, just 10, okay, 10 of those 1.1 million trips in an hour, something happens, and we know it's a lot more than that, right? If some asshole passenger says the driver was drunk, the driver was under the influence, right? That driver is suspended or deactivated immediately, because for safety reasons. I understand it, because the systems go, oh shit, the guy's drunk, we don't want a drunk driver on the road. Boom, you're off until you can prove yourself innocent. And I did, by the way, okay, for all the people here new, please go subscribe to our newsletter. Again, it's free. I did 2 articles about all these changes with screenshots and my take on it. Go, it's free. You guys don't like free shit? That's not my problem, but it's free. It's www.rideshareguy.com, therideshareguy.com. So on this one, I think this is a great start. Again, taken with a grain of salt. See, I'm not saying, oh, wonderful, it's awesome. There are still going to be people who fall through the cracks. No doubt about it. As tight as these controls are because of the scale of the situation here. But on all those where you get accused of drunk driving or under the influence, because there are a lot of states, by the way, that cannabis is legal or marijuana is legal now. You know how like some guy that just smoked pot gets in your car and your car reeks, and then the next passenger comes in, thinks you smoke pot, and then they go, shit, the driver is under the influence, and boom, you're either suspended or deactivated. Well, no more. What they're doing is they have a partnership with LabCorp, and there are LabCorps everywhere, all over the country, that you can go get a blood test, and you will probably get your results within half hour or an hour max. Upload that, prove that you're innocent, that you weren't drunk, right? And Uber is going to pay for that. So I think that is a major, major change. So Lyft, if you're watching this episode, which you should, these are exactly what we talked about with Mr. Vischer when he was on a month ago. I haven't heard anything from you guys. You guys got 5 months for an update. Okay. These are the things that Uber,
they're
again,
a little
taking the
less. They
lead.
got 4 months now. It's
4 months.
already
Okay. So
November.
Uber
We
taking
had
the
them
lead
on
here, Lyft.
end of September.
Yeah. So, I mean, these are all positive things. But lastly, about these deactivations. Okay. All these things are written into code in some dark corner of an office and wherever these coders are. Okay. And the same thing with the trips. Same thing with rideshare trips. Same thing with Uber Eats. The application of that code to real life situations may or may not fit what they're saying. Okay. So we're going to be watching, we're going to be listening to the community. I'm sure I'm going to get screenshots, even with all these, all these things that they announced. Yeah, I'm pretty sure some people are going to fall through the cracks and get deactivated. However, this is a good start to improve on. If you don't like this, then I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I think it's good. But one of the other things I think that they could train their AI on as well too is, let's say a passenger comes in, says, "Oh, you smell like weed," or you appear to be under the influence," or something like that, and then you get booted off. Well, why don't we instead take a look at how long has the driver been on the platform? Has the driver been on the platform for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours already? Have they been driving for a little while? Has any other reports come in from any other person about their driving? Or better yet, you could even look at their driving habits, because we all know they're tracking the sensors in your phone and all that type of stuff. So if they notice some sort of weird pattern on your driving habits, because for the most part, it's always going to be the same. Clearly, there's always going to be something that happens, like somebody stops short, somebody cuts you off, those types of things that may not be accounted for. But at least they can look up for it and see, oh, is this something random, or is this, a little bit more active today, or something like that. And then that way it could prove your innocence right there. Because one, if you're driving all the time, let's say quite a few hours, chances are, first off, you're not going to be under the influence and anything at that point. And then that way it won't even have to get to the point where you get kicked off. Maybe they give you a note that says, oh, this person said something, or a rider reported, but because of your driving or how long you've been on the platform today, and our AI sensors detected no change in your normal driving pattern, we just wanted to alert you, let you know, and have a good rest of your day. Be safe out there,
Well,
without actually having to take you off. Not only that, the second thing too is you won't have to go to lab court, and they won't actually have to spend the money because you won't have to go there in the first place.
yep. Well, the other thing is, there were two good questions here. One was LabCorp is not open at 2 a.m. Great question. At the
Fire
first
the
chance
machine.
you get,
Appreciate the super chat.
thank you. At the first chance you get, you got to go get test done. And even if you're positive, Uber's still going to pay for it, regardless of the result. Like if you're really drunk, or under the influence of cannabis or whatever. Look, some people smoke and drive. I don't know. Shit, I wouldn't do it. But either way, okay, either way, Uber's going to pay for that. Number one. Number two, they are also going to pay very close attention to veteran drivers who are getting booted off with 5, 6, 7 years of seniority and thousands of trips. That's going to play heavily on this deactivation process. They're going to consider, how long someone has been on the platform with no prior issues, and they don't want to get rid of these, veteran drivers. Unlike a lot of people think, oh, they're just getting rid of veterans. No, that's not going to happen. So there's going to get some, importance. They're going to give some importance to that. There is not, the other question is about the LabCorp not being open. Uber, I know you're watching, so I need an answer for that by next week, please. The other one was, is this going to, that was a great question, which I did not ask yesterday. Is this going forward from this point on, from the announcement, or if there were unjustly deactivated people, can they use this new review process? That's another good question. So 2 questions, Uber. You need to answer those questions because I don't know the answers to those. But they're good questions.
Hold on, before there was
yeah.
this super chat, they said leaving about customers leaving rating below 5 without an explanation.
Yes,
Pretty sure they don't.
Rating protection.
Yeah, there's rating protection that's actually getting expanded beyond it. So unfortunately, people rate low. If the system does pick it up, allegedly, they've repeated it throughout that whole little spiel from yesterday, that they've been doing it since 2019. A lot of people might disagree or not think that because they see all these weird ratings on their system or on their apps. So I mean, you can take it for what it's worth, but they claim that they're doing that and they're going to actually increase the amount of ratings that will not affect you negatively. Not only that, honestly, if you're driving good, you're getting people there to and from safely. Don't worry about less than a 5-star. You don't need to strive for 5. I mean, if you want to, you can, but you don't really have to. It's not going to have any negative impact on you. If you start seeing a lot of negative ratings, then there might be something going on that you have to look at. Maybe you need a break or something like that, and then come back once you kind of get rejuvenated. But that's more like an internal search at what's going on, figure out when it comes to a bunch
couple
of
other things,
ratings going down.
Okay, Uber, I know you're watching this. There are great questions here, so please rewatch this shit, please, because I don't know the answers to these. The one thing that, how much does a test cost? Depends on where you're getting done at LabCorp. I don't know. I mean, they're paying for it, but you don't have to wait for LabCorp. I think another. So what Chris said, as far as look at through your AI, how many trips this guy did. If the guy did already 14 trips and he didn't get that day one, complained about being drunk or under the influence, and the next idiot, is trying to get the money back, complains, well, that should be like a good track record for the day, right? Because other people would have complained. Yep. So Uber, that's a great idea. Okay. Second one, how about people just go get tested right away out of their pocket and you reimburse them like a cleaning fee or some shit, right? Why do we have to be stuck with LabCorp? That's another idea, Uber. So there you go. Look, this is a start. I think it's a good start. We'll keep talking, we'll keep improving, and all these questions are coming from you guys, and they're directly going to where they need to go. So to me, this is it. This is the way we need to work together and figure all this stuff out. But I think these were all good changes, and I met some wonderful people. And again, right, like them or hate him. And for all the people who say I'm not making money, Sergio at therideshareguy.com, please send me your last 4 weeks earnings on Uber and Lyft. Let's see if we can do something about it, meaning improve you. Maybe you're doing shit wrong. I don't know. Maybe you have no strategy. Maybe you're stuck on one app. Maybe your shift hours are wrong. I don't know, but send me the screenshots. We'll take a look at it. Anyway, so that was yesterday. It was a really cool day. I was there from 8 a.m. to 1:30, 1:45 when I called Chris, and I was really, really pumped. And these are the people.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I mean, I was like fucking pumped. And these are the people at Uber. These are all pretty high execs, obviously, going from the right is Miriam Chaum, who's the head of legislation, Lisa Winship, who's the head of U.S. operations and global. A lot of people from the LA office. In the middle was me. To my right is the lady Niti. I forgot her last name, but she's the one that came up with all the changes to the Courier app. The coder who wrote the change, Chris, to the trip radar is right up there in the back. The Korean gentleman with the black hat, and in the middle was me and Sachin Kansal, who is third or fourth at Uber. Who I interviewed, and that's my, one of my contacts, Alex, in the middle. So it was a great day. It was a cool day, and meet all these people and talk shop, mostly talk about driver concerns. I have their
Now,
ears. I
now
mean, like
I
like
don't
me
see
or hate me,
DK in this
okay?
photo.
I
So
have
did
their
he
ears.
take
So,
the picture?
huh?
I said I don't see DK in this picture. So did
No,
he take the photo?
DK was there. DK was there for the announcement. And for the people, which I am guilty of, I said, okay, this is Carol Cheng, who's also they like these two ladies have been in Uber through TK and DK, Chris. They survived
Yep.
both regimes. And Carol Cheng is head of again, part of head of U.S. operations, and on the right is Lisa Winship, who's these are top execs. That's Sachin, who I interviewed about a year ago on our channel. He was doing part of it. So what DK? Okay, DK was, a lot of people say there's DK, and literally I'm sitting right behind him, and a lot of people say he has like a $2 million security detail and stuff like that. Honestly, the guy just walked into the office and started shaking hands. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And
Because they
he
were
did
all
part of the
outside.
announcement. I didn't see anybody, bro. By the way, we did not go through. We didn't to get into the office where the meeting was. This is the Uber LA office, by the way, on Wilshire. For people who are in LA, they know Mid City. And at the end, I said, "May I take a picture with you?" And we took a picture, and talked to him a little bit more. Invited him on Show Me the Money, sir. I know you're watching. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say anything. I'm hopeful. Keep fingers crossed. I'm hopeful, you know. But no, it was a good day overall. We talk a lot of shop, Chris. A lot. I showed them some screenshots, and they go like, "Is this happening?" I'm like, "Yeah." So what do you think is going? But
You don't
I
know?
thought
Wait, you don't?
they don't know, bro. I swear to God.
Yep.
Either they're really great actors, okay, or they don't know. They go, listen, you're finding the fire, right, with our community's help with the screenshots when there's two houses on fire, okay, and then we go, shit, there are two houses on fire, but we're trying to stop now. After we watch you, we're trying to stop the fire to spreading to the whole neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I'm like, cool, we're doing something good. But look, I have their ears, both companies. We're trying to do good. These are not easy people to deal with. They have their own agenda. We have our own agenda. We're in the
Hold on.
room now. You know what I
Edmund,
mean?
sorry, we're not. I keep seeing this pop up. He's talking
Yes,
about
Edmund. I
pushing
forgot about
upfront
that question.
earnings.
Okay,
Look,
I have bad
hey,
news.
first off, I don't know if you really want upfront fares in
Uh,
where you
uh,
are because you have the rate card. So you're getting paid for the time and the distance that you're traveling, from pickup to drop off. Upfront fares is a whole different beast. So I mean, if you've been watching things throughout the last several months with the shaving and the algorithm going wild and all that stuff, you might not want it in your area, but I mean,
well, Edmund, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news for you, but it is not in the cards. Okay, that's okay. You know the reason, Edmund. I mean, it's because you
yep.
guys have a lot of trips going into the city, and if you
And
see a
DeVoe
city,
said it right
well,
there.
either
It's
going
about
to
New
the five
York.
boroughs, and you're not going to pick that trip up, and they don't want to show it to you. Simple as
Yeah,
that.
but see,
Because
see, here's the thing. Here's the thing
you're
that
not
drives me
allowed to
wild.
pick up
Yes,
in
there's a
the
lot of
city and
people
go
that
back
live in
out.
Jersey. There's a lot of people that live in Jersey that go to New York City, or there's a lot of rides going there. But there's a lot of people that live in Orange County, New York, and other areas upstate from New York City. Same thing with Long Island and Connecticut. That's all right in that area, and they all have upfront earnings, so they're able to see, hey, this one's going into one of the five boroughs. I'm not taking it. But yet New Jersey gets screwed and can't have that information, which to me, I don't think why that makes sense when everything else around can. I mean, it's Long Island, it's Connecticut, and it's downstate New York. Now, here's the other thing. I'm a New York State driver. I can drive all over the New York State area as well as I can drive in New Jersey. The only thing I have to do is put the placards on my car, which I can print out from uh, the back office within Uber's little platform there, and I can drive in Jersey. But then that would take it away from seeing the upfront fares. But yeah, it's the thing is, I don't understand why Jersey wouldn't allow it, or why they wouldn't allow it on Jersey's side. I mean, are there that many more rides that are going into New York City from Jersey versus, Orange County and other areas in New York State or Connecticut, which is not that far away? You just take 95 down. I mean, really?
Yeah. Yeah. But this Jersey's a tough market for them, just for that fact that nobody that's going to take an Uber, because you're not allowed to pick up in the 5 boroughs, go back to Jersey. They're not showing it to you because all these trips will get declined. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. That's why they're doing it. It's pretty simple, really. There was one other question. Man, this flying today, I just can't get all of the shit. But anyway, I'll remember it, I'm pretty sure. Lyft, somebody says Lyft. Yeah, Lyft. Hello. I mean, the Uber took a lap around you guys now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they shot first. You guys got to shoot back. And these things are needed in both apps. I mean, these are no-brainer things, right? There was actually, I got a lot of emails, by the way. A lot of people were asking about, there's another good point. See, all these people, we're doing it because of you guys, by the way. So they said, how on Lyft, when you accept a trip, right? All the way to the end of the trip, you're seeing what the price of the trip is still, right? And I think that's a good point. I think that's something Uber can work on and do the copy Lyft on that one, because I think they're pretty superior when it comes to that. But yeah, a lot of stuff was discussed. I don't know. I mean, I thought
New York has upfront pay as well for Lyft.
Yeah. So anyway, so it was a good day. I was pretty pumped. I'm just keep them coming to me, guys. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm trying to do my best. It's not an easy thing to do. Getting stuck between hard place and a rock is not an easy place to do and to be. But I'm doing my best. That's all I can tell you. And for all the non-believers, sell out, whatever. You don't have to believe me, and you don't have to be here, honestly. So I'm going and take your pick. Well, there are many other channels. See you later.
Look, again, I said this earlier in the show, and I'm going to say it again. Let's celebrate a win. 2 out of the 3 most complaint things when it comes to what drivers want change on has kind of been at least somewhat addressed. Can it be improved more? Yeah, but this is a stepping stone. Let's take a little win. Let's enjoy. Let's use this new things that are happening. Hopefully, we won't have to use the unfair deactivations or deactivation appeal process in any way. I hope nobody else has to who's watching this. But when it comes to the other things, let's take this as a win. Let's take this as the next stepping stone. We regroup tomorrow and we go for the next thing. We're not going to stop until we're all happy with everything. Well, I shouldn't say that, because there's always going to be people who are going to complain about something. Let's go until things are going to be better for everybody around.
Yeah, well, we have the bigger picture in mind. There are 5 million or 6.5 million now drivers globally, about 3 million in the US. Okay. Look, everybody's problem to themselves, even a cancellation rate problem, calling support, is a national issue. But that's you only. And that's a pebble in the ocean. Not even. Okay. So to me, the bigger picture is really, really much, much more important. Not to discount anybody's, situation here and there, but I think if I have that bigger picture in mind, right? If you have a TV and a couple of pixels are burnt, if you're far away, maybe enough that you're not going to see those burnt pixels. And I'm not saying it's the right way to do it, but at their scale, it is really not an easy shit to manage. And I figured this out yesterday, that at their scale, even if they don't know, we're doing good. We're doing good to bring these things up and fix. And we've fixed a lot. But it seems like there is a lot more to fix. And there was a lot of conversation that happened yesterday that I'm not allowed to say. And, there's going to be more changes. We're building on it. We're building on it. Now, to me, I think these are all good things, and enjoy it. I mean, support. Yep, JE, that was a big conversation. That's there's some shit coming there.
All right. Well, you know what? We want to make sure that we can bring people onto the show in a little while. So we got a few topics that we want to talk about besides what was announced yesterday. So let's burn through these few topics that we got to talk about, and then we can bring people on, share their thoughts, their opinions, ask some questions, anything like that. So stay tuned for that. We are going to do that in a little bit. We just got a few topics that we want to go through first before that. So let's talk about this whole Lyft New Training Mandate. If you don't do it, you can't get on the platform. So it's something similar to what the passengers should be doing. If they want to use the rides, they are met with a upload your ID or you can't get on type situation. So what's going on here, Sergio?
Bro, I was like, okay, let me do some Lyft trips. And this popped up. I'm like, huh? I don't know. You know, I've been to Lyft's cancellation rehab school. We know that. And I was like, what is this? Okay, so this is mandatory by the CPUC supposedly. And I guess I hadn't done it, Chris.
Yeah, this is actually something that was put into place. Newsom signed it into law. I remember talking about this.
Yeah.
Where it was like they had to put in the training and you had to retake the training, like I think it was every 2 years or something like that.
Well, I guess my 2 years is it.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's gonna be boring, I'm sure, but
I took it, bro. There was pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of stuff. Like, look, we're not gonna get into this, like it is California after all. But no, I mean it's good, it's okay, it's cool. You know, it took about 11, 12 minutes. I mean, no big deal. You know, no complaints. I think, you know, training is good, that you should behave yourself as a rider and you should by the community guidelines, and you should behave yourself as a driver. I mean, shit, you should. And it tells you about sexual misconduct, what assault is, the definition of it, you know, all these things. And you read and you click, So, you know, I did a really cool article, came out last week in Business Insider again, how not to get deactivated. Okay. My rule, bro, those rules, go read that article. It's Business Insider with my mug on it last Sunday. All these things on the left. Okay. I said in that article before I did this training, it was like, okay, don't talk about politics, don't talk about gender, don't talk about sex, don't talk about any of this shit. Religion, for sure, don't. You're gonna get by. You know, and don't force your opinions on other people. I mean, they're in your car to get a safe ride. Shut the F up.
You know what? Here's the thing. I like what Mike Smith said. He said, do they make riders go through this? I think they should. Personally, I think they should. This is something, if drivers have to do it, we've seen the reports. It happens 50% to drivers, 50% to passengers. So both are at the wrong at half. And so the passengers need to be able to see this and do this as well too in order to get on the platform. I think this is something that should be across the board for everybody. If drivers have to take it and they're only half the problem, the other half the problem needs to take it as well.
Yep, I agree. Good point. We'll bring that up next time I talk to Lyft. I think I sent you both of the same screenshots. You go to the next one. We'll go right through it.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, I did. That's my bad. Just go to the next one.
Well, we just did a double because we thought it was that was the screenshots for that.
Oh, that was okay. You took
the training, yeah.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I did the training. I'm sure you're going to see that in wherever you're in California. It's a California thing. CPUC is a California Public Utilities Commission. You have to go through it. No big deal. 10, 12 minutes of your life. I mean, hey, you know, it's better than getting deactivated or accused of some shit. So do it and go on with it. But I was like, you know what happens, Chris? Every time I turn my app on, I'm always like, is it going to let me?
Something?
Is it going to let me?
Yeah. Is it going to let me or what?
Yeah, it's going to let me.
No, if you just finished it, you got what, 2 more years, I think?
Yeah, now I'm safe for
so we'll be talking about this at episode 1. I don't know. What are we at? 160?
You know what I mean? You definitely don't talk about that, Jose. Right there. Then that depends on moon landing was terror. Right? Okay. Well, you don't even touch that. You just leave it alone.
It was fake.
That's fake.
You know what? That was actually a conversation that passengers had in my car. It was a group of college kids, and they were talking about how the moon landing was fake. And I'm like, oh my God.
You just, you know, my number one rule, it's a quiet ride always.
Yeah.
Until
same thing. Yeah. Same thing. It's quiet. I let them take the lead, and then I reflect how they are. If they're going like off the wall, crazy, bouncing in my car, and they're all like, hee, like Blippy or something, then I'm like, oh my God, get me out of the car, and I might go a little too fast. But that point. But yeah, I try to reflect whatever they're giving. So if they don't talk, I don't talk. If they
Yep,
are
exactly. Sounds like our
chatting, Kitty
sunshine
Cathy,
man.
then we'll talk a little bit. But if they start going into these weird conversations, because I've had quite a few people talk about stupid things with politics and stupid things with
Nope,
religion. I
nope.
just give one word answers, real vague,
Yep,
real
fake,
simple.
yeah.
I
Yep,
don't
nope.
disagree. We are at complete odds at each other in the conversation,
I
and
agree
I
with
just bite my
everything.
tongue. I'm like, okay, yep, cool.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
whether they
Yep,
pick up on the
100%.
fact
Yep,
of that or
mhm,
not, that's not my problem.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I yeah, it's a problem when it comes down to it. But you just let them get out of the car. If you got to turn your app off for a minute and just take a breather, do that. But then just go on to the next person. Hopefully they'll be 10 times
yep,
better.
yep. Hopefully next time we'll be flipping Facebook and be quiet. But but somebody asked about Lux and the comp. Okay, we're working on that. That list is not going to stay like that. Because they put extra comfort with Excel. All the people who drive Excel are getting garbage like comfort pings. I'm going like, no. I go, this is bad. You guys should at least put, okay, if you're going to copy Uber Lyft, which you did, do what Uber did. Create a separate category for comfort. Done. Don't commingle it with Excel because Excel and comfort has nothing to do with each other. Leave Excel alone.
Yep.
And because you screwed people already by taking Lux out, I mean, seriously, talk about screwing. Just put comfort on its own, just like Uber. Uber has a separate one. So there you go. I mean, we're working on it. So whoever asked that question, Brian Luna, I think it was. Anyway.
Well,
Okay.
let's move on to the next thing, and this is talking about Uber following in the footsteps of DoorDash, not Lyft following in the steps of Uber, but Uber following DoorDash with
Yeah,
hourly
I got this
guarantees.
from a good research source. I don't know. Oh, he's here. Driven Dad, Tony. Um, I don't
See here,
know. This
this
is
is what we
this
were
is
talking about
bad.
earlier. This is what we were talking about earlier with the
This is bad.
active versus normal time. So you're
Yeah.
seeing the normal time, like, oh, it says 18 guaranteed hourly, but didn't they say it was 33 active time?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's it right there. That's your 33 active right there. Yeah. Yeah.
oh, Driven Dad just said Lux Black now is just as black.
Oh, okay. Well, that's another change. But Tony sent me this and I go, do you know anything about this? I go, nope. But I trust him, so I put it up. Are you okay? Please take a close look at the screenshot, people. This is 18 guaranteed hourly minimum, meaning this is on it says at least 50% of trips must start in that geofenced area. This looks like a boost area, right, Chris? Like some sort of boost zone.
Yeah.
And it says
You know,
complete
you
an
know,
average of one trip per hour. You're online, so you have to do at least one, and complete 80% of the trips you receive. So if you get 4, you have to do what? All 4. Because if you do 3, that's 75%. This is okay.
well,
This
no,
is another Uber mumbo
it's
jumbo
complete.
bullshit. Uber, are you watching this shit? This is what is this, Uber? This is
Hold
garbage.
on. It says
I don't
complete
know what the fuck this.
80% of the trips. So that's once you pick them up, you complete it. It's not with the cancellation fee. It says underneath, it says
Well,
accept 75% of the trips you're
3 out of
offered.
4.
So
Yeah, Uber.
3
Yeah,
out of 4.
this is straight out of DoorDash's earned by time book. Uber,
Mhm.
let's not mess this with rideshare. Please stop.
What's
Now,
kind of funny from this
is this for
view?
Uber Eats? Maybe this is Tony. Is this for Uber
No,
Eats?
this looks like this is no, it's trips.
Is it?
So this is rideshare. This is not
Okay.
food.
Bad. See you later. That's not right. It's really
Look,
this.
here's the thing. How many people are getting only $18 an hour in online time, not active
Huh?
time, but online time? Um, Quite a
Well,
few
that's
people should be doing that. But you know what's funny about that map? If you look at it, I mean, it's small enough for the most people. If you've been driving for a while,
like the
back
whole damn city,
back
bro.
in like 2016, 2017, the surge zones were little hexes, and like all the maps were done by like a little hex map.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
yeah, but
That's what it
this
looks like
I
on
don't
here. Look
know.
at the way it's like carved out. It looks like it's still going off that old hex.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This Tony sent me, and I'm like, man, I forgot to talk about this yesterday, but no, this is trash. Let's go. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Okay.
Get rid of the. I mean,
Let's not dabble
yeah,
with these
get rid of the
DoorDash
stuff down
copying
below.
ideas. Let's just not go there, Uber. Let's just play safe. Let's go. Okay.
Yep.
Hello to everybody who I met yesterday. Wonderful people. Thank you for the hospitality. You all know who you are. Much appreciated. And we will be in touch. Anyway, so next one.
All right. Well, first off, before we did a we've been giving away a lot of Sergio's money, but unfortunately, Lyft hasn't been showing Sergio any bonuses lately. Nothing. So I don't know how many weeks it's been. So his
3 weeks.
His pockets are empty when it comes to giveaways. So Harry had decided, he still wants to have a giveaway instead of Sergio's money. So Sergio, what do we got for him today?
I don't know. What do we have? We have some merch, right? And Harry's book. Is that what we have?
I think so, right?
Yeah. Let's give it up. How many are we
All
giving?
right. So enter hashtag RSG in the chat now if you would like some swag. Unfortunately, Sergio's poor because Lyft is not showing the money. So once Lyft starts showing the money again, then we'll be able to do that back again.
Yeah, this next week we're back to cash. I don't know what this is. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's go.
But let's go on to this next
yeah,
let's go on to this next little thing with unaccompanied minors. Whoever was in the chat earlier talking about how they got a little problem when it came to this whole thing by not allowing 4 minors in a row.
Yeah.
This is something we're going to be talking about right now.
How long has this been going on, Chris? Literally the first
unaccompanied minors?
Yeah.
Since Uber and Lyft beginning.
Showed up?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay. No, you know what? I don't think it was really that big. Probably it was more so around. It probably shifted about 2015, 2016. Because you got to think back before that time. It was the early adopters, so it was the people who were actually using it versus it becoming more of a mainstay, like it is more so even today than it was then. But unaccompanied minors has always been an issue. And it probably ramped up in 15, 16, and it's still an issue today.
Yeah, this is bad. I mean, we need to work on this, Uber. This is horseshit. You have Uber Teen now. Force these people to go to Uber Teen. It's the same price. Yep. Hey, this is bad. This just happened. So I'll read the driver's letter to me, and you'll read the support shit, because that support shit has to be read, and because what the customer said to this driver and what happened. Anyway, and Chris will read that because my glasses are shit. I can't see that. So I was sent to a high school, typical, the other day in Atlanta. App rides, thank you, much appreciated, Donnie.
Thanks, Donnie.
Donnie, you're swimming in cash, bro. Donnie is killing it in Biloxi, bro. Every trip he takes me like $50, $40 for 5 minutes. I'm going like, wow. Anyway, I always send a copy paste text to the passenger via the Uber Messenger. Great idea. When I see that it's a school, of course, you'll see that at the top of the screenshots, which I sent, but that's okay. So, but basically, this parent, which is in the chat with the passenger, but this parent was sending Uber to pick up her 17-year-old daughter, perfect for Uber Teen, whoever you are as a passenger, and daughter from school, and got super angry and petty when she realized she has been caught. Of course, passengers always not right. She even went so far as to physically threaten me at the end. Uber, I mean, we know who this is, so please put this passenger immediately off the platform. She even went so far to physically threaten me. She ended up canceling the ride right after that, but not before I could get screenshots. Good for you. This is what you guys do. You take screenshots of everything and then send it to me. And of course, it was reported to Uber. I wonder. And I can provide you with the generic copy paste bullshit. We know that. They responded, but we didn't need that. We know what comes. We're very sorry for the inconvenience. And what they say, always send. But the sad part is, as I stood there waiting to submit the safety report, another RSG SMTMC viewer, because that's what we said, you take the first punch, you pull over, immediately send the report in before the asshole does it, and report to Uber. Another Uber driver pulled up, and the kid gave me the finger and a little haha, you ain't stopped shit smirk, and away they went. See what I mean? See what's happening, Uber?
Yep.
This is what we have to deal with. Okay. This is bad. This is really bad. You can stop this like that. Seriously, you can. So let's work on it. Let's end this. This is going on 7 years now. So anyway.
All right. Well, I will. I'll read the chat between the two. So the driver is the black side, and the passenger is, well, the parent is the gray one.
So-called
so
parent.
The copy and paste is, because your pickup location is at a school, you may be required to show a valid photo ID to your driver verifying that you are at least 18 years old. It is against the law for anyone under the age of 18 to ride in a rideshare vehicle without an accompanying adult. Thank you. And that is very true. Unless it has an Uber team. I mean, here's the other thing. Atlanta, I don't know if they have Uber team. I'm pretty sure it does, because it's a bigger market. But if it doesn't, yeah, it's definitely against TOS, and there's some issues there. So copy and paste there. So
she's at school trying to come home.
Because your pickup location is at a school, you may be required to show a valid photo. Basically the same thing. And then, so the person said,
no,
you are welcome to call Uber support and ask them why you cannot put your child in a car with a stranger. If this person does not have a valid photo ID showing that they are at least 18 years old, the ride will be canceled and you will be charged a cancellation fee, because that is how Uber works.
Cancel the ride.
That is not how this works. I will gladly cancel the ride after I've arrived and I've waited the appropriate time so that I can be paid with mileage and driven for this ride. It is not my fault. You cannot follow. Hold on.
On the next
Pause
one.
for a second. It is not my fault. You cannot follow the rules.
So just pick her up if you're still going to go.
This is not a debate. The guidelines are what they are for a reason. I'm not accepting liability for taking a minor in my vehicle. It is against the law. You are asking me to break the law. No, thanks.
Who's debating?
I'm sorry. Maybe we have an issue communicating the issue. I have already informed you that I will arrive with the appropriate time and then cancel the ride so that I can be paid the time mileage. This is how Uber works. The person has already come up to the vehicle informing me that she's 17. Therefore, she's a minor. When the wait timer runs out, I will cancel the ride and mark it as unaccompanied, and you will be charged for cancellation fees per terms of service.
You're broke as fuck. I'm reporting your account. Bye. And then boys are going to beat you the fuck up.
Think about this, bro. What the F, Uber?
Oh my God.
Shit.
Like here's another thing that AI could potentially do.
Platform, bro, I quit.
If all you got to do is set up something where if you are able to see some sort of language that shouldn't be in there, you should probably look into it, because this all is communication through the Uber app, and they can go in and look at it. And if they see stuff like that, that account should be deactivated completely.
Yeah, and the sad irony, right, or the part of all this is the driver says, "Oh, I just was doing my report to Uber," and sure enough, a jackass driver came and picked her up, right?
Mm-hmm.
We play by the rules, we lose. I bet you we didn't get a cancellation on this either. I bet you, Uber. We play by community guidelines, we lose. We get reported, we get deactivated, but that jackass, I'll bet you, still on the platform. And probably she's done this every single day to pick that 17-year-old up from school. And some driver is breaking the law.
Yeah. Take the bus.
Yeah. So.
That's all I got to say. So take the bus.
Yeah. Good question. There you go. There's the question, Uber. Why does Uber even allow pickups at high schools? It could be a teacher. It could be, whatever,
yeah, it could be a teacher. It could be 18. I mean, there's a few things. Parents with kids.
But this needs to end. This right here. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. All right. So enter that hashtag RSG in right now. If you don't, forever hold your peace, because we're going to do the drawing right now, and we're going to draw for 2 people.
Let's do it.
Hold on.
How many people do we have?
There's 59 that entered, so
let's
see who's going to win that one. All right. So the first winner.
Is your computer conking out?
Ahmed. Congratulations, Ahmed.
I didn't even see it, bro.
Oh, you don't? Whoops, my bad.
No. Oh,
My
okay.
bad.
Sorry. Shit. I was
I'm
like,
so used to
Ahmed, where's Ahmed?
the
Ahmed.
StreamYard must have changed it because normally it will share right away instead of me
Okay.
having to
No,
click it and open it.
okay.
So I
This
apologize
was
that.
not
But
fixed. You
Ahmed,
won.
congratulations.
Ahmed Al-Rabi. Okay, Ahmed Al-Rabi, you have to email me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com with your address because this is shit we have to send you. We can't do it through the internet. Uh Harry, this is so much work. What the F, Harry?
Well,
God damn.
hey, tell Lyft to start giving you some money again.
No, I don't care.
Show you the
Next
money.
week, I don't care, bro.
All
Lyft is
right, and
treating
then
me
we'll
like
do the second drawing.
Okay. Let's do it. Is it?
William Morris,
William
congratulations,
Morris. That's like the actor agency, William Morris agency. William. So we gave up one to Ahmed Al-Rabi and one to William Morris. Both of you have to email me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. Say, I want the swag and your physical address, please, so we can send it to you. And Harry's book. Maybe he'll autograph it. You know what I mean? There you go.
All right. Well, let's move
of course,
on. We got
everything is fixed on the Rideshare Guy, bro.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about you know, an unfortunate story before we move on and try to lighten the mood, and then we'll have you guys come on. So let's this is an unfortunate thing. A driver was killed. Sergio, this is definitely near and dear to one of the things that you guys are doing with Gig With It when it comes to donations and being transparent, especially when it comes down to it. You know, there was an unfortunate story of some donations that haven't been donated when it came to a prominent YouTuber that's kind of making the rounds. I don't know if you've heard about that or not.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, quite a few things. But you know, when it comes down to people walking the walk and talking the talk, you know, Gig With It has, you know, done what they're supposed to be doing with the donations. It's a very unfortunate thing that they had to donate when it comes down to it, because that means there's a GoFundMe and a driver needs or a family needs the help. In this case, unfortunately, it's the family that needs the help. So if you want to talk a little bit more about this,
I'll talk about this real quick. But before then, okay, the merch I'm wearing is on the website called Gig With It, gigwithit.com. You can buy everything I'm wearing, and if you use Sergio at checkout, you will get an extra 15% off, which everything is about 25% off now. Use Sergio at exit, number one. Number two, we've been doing this for a while. We said we're going to donate $2, one from me, one from the company, for each item sold, okay, to victims of violent crimes during gig work. And, you know, like Chris said, we, you know, talk the talk, but we walk the walk. And to my huge surprise, and again, I'm going to bring Jeff up, who taught me circle of influence and circle of control, okay? In this case, I tried to use my influence, and this is a gentleman. Now, I don't know where the count is. Maybe you can look it up, Chris. I bet you they hit 10,000 already, because this was on Sunday. So when somebody sent me this, and I'm usually not a huge proponent of, you know, using my influence to do these kind of things, but this hit me funny for some reason. This family just had moved into Jacksonville, Florida, and this gentleman was the only bread earner for the family. He's got two siblings and a mother. They were staying at an extended stay hotel. They were looking for a house to rent and jobs, and this guy started driving Uber. Okay, this is not Uber's fault, by the way, so don't jump on me on this one, okay? There was a person, two people, actually, there was a person in the car who was the target of another gang shooting. They were targeted, this gentleman, and this other gang hired two contract killers to kill this guy. And bad place, wrong time. They came and riddled everybody with bullets. And unfortunately, Heidi is the mother of the driver, and his name is Brian Grunt. And by the time the cops show up, the guy was dead. Brian was dead. And now two siblings mother on their own with the only bread earner of the family dead. Look, this is happening quite a bit, and that's why. And in this case, there's nothing Uber can do. I mean, you guys can say, yeah, don't allow the passenger, but shit happens. Crime is crime. And again, this is not an Uber issue. This is about using your influence in any shape or form you have to do good things in this world. Okay. And I tweeted this. And when I tweeted it, it was $3,250 was the GoFundMe. Okay. And a lot of people supported this. A lot of people retweeted it. And this is what I got to, by the time I sent this to Chris, it was Sunday night, because I usually send my screenshots to Chris on Sundays. And I'm sure it has grown some more. A lot of people looked at it. A lot of
just to give you an update, it's $7,800, $7,805 with 112 donations.
Okay, so we got about 78, so 1,200 to go. The target is 10,000. So I tweeted it out. I said, here's an Uber driver gunned down and killed while on a trip, as the rider were the target of another gang. Please help this family by donating, right? And I tweet this, and it took off. And a lot of retweets, a lot of tweets. And then, which touched me the most, was this driver in California. And I concealed her face and last name, but she knows who she is if she's watching. Thank you so much. And this is what she retweeted. She tweeted back at me, and she said, this is a tragedy. Okay, tragedy. I just put all the money I have in my gas tank, and I promise to set aside 20% of my earnings tonight on the Lyft platform. I've had a really slow week, but I'm hoping that I have a great night. I will work 12 hours. This can happen to any one of us. May God bless his family. And I said, well, thank you. This is our community. And she said, I am hopeful I can do well and match your donation, Sergio. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. And look what happened, people. Now, then the next screenshot, okay, as you guys can see, we started it, Gig with it, the company and myself, we donated $100. And then look at these donations, right? An anonymous person donated 1,000. Paul Baum, who I'm going to have on the show in a few weeks, probably, he's working on a decentralized rideshare program, which we talked about months ago. And he got a hold of it. He donated 1,000. And out of all people, okay, this is the shout out of shout outs. Mr. Risher, if you're watching, and I know you are, I appreciate it. Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Risher, right there, the CEO of Lyft, he donated $1,000, contributed $1,000. And I DM'd with him and I said, you didn't have to do that. And he said, a driver is a driver. It's one community. And that's what we do. So for all the negative Nellies out here, okay, do some of this instead of screaming and yelling, hey, where's my money? Where's my money? Because you could actually be in this person's shoes. 1, 2, the Patty story is not over yet. She worked her 12 hours. She sent me the screenshot. She cashed out. And look at that top donation up there from Patty. I've concealed the last name. She donated $150 of her hard-earned money for a 12-hour shift because she kept her promise. This is the shit the community needs to do. Instead of bickering and bitching and moaning, this is what we can do. This is the community. So, with all that said, thank you for everybody who donated. And thank you for going to the website, buying the shit. If you guys decide to, use Sergio at exit. You'll be helping this cause because we do this quite often to victims of violent crimes. And I thought this was, end the show. I think this was really appropriate. These are some of the rules that I run my household by. 7 rules of life. Make peace with your past because, again, we always think about what we were earning on Uber and Lyft 6 years ago. You got to make peace with that. That's gone. It will not, don't make it disturb your present because if you're stuck back there, you're not going to do well today. What other people think of you is none of your business. And you know what? Being on the internet, being a quote unquote influencer, whatever the fuck I am now, people come from all angles, you know what I mean? And I go, hey man, it's none of my business. You can say whatever you want. And time heals almost everything. And in Brian's case, hopefully, time will heal all the wounds, right? And no one is in charge of your happiness except you. And that is a very, very relevant point going to your business, which is rideshare or deliveries. No one is in charge. If you're not happy about doing it, don't do it. If you're going to be miserable doing it, don't do it. Please stop doing it. And don't compare your life to others. Yeah, there'll be a driver in LA that pumps $50 an hour, but in your own little town, you're going to only make 18. Don't compare saying that, where's my money? Nobody's going to give you any money. Stop thinking too much. That, I'm guilty of that. I'm still working on myself with that one, because I don't know a lot of the answers, but my mind is working nonstop. And you don't own all the problems in the world. Smile. That's what I know. What our sunshine man, Jeff from Myrtle Beach, does all the time. He always has a smile on his face. And to me, this weekend was awesome, Chris. I mean, when I saw all those thousands coming in and the number was keep going up, and small ones too. We pushed it from 3,250 to 7,250 in like matter of hours. I was like, shit, this is what I'm here for. I can influence. I have people that are listening, and this is happening in both companies. And I love this shit. So bring it on, whoever you are, haters, lovers, whatever it is. But this is what we need to learn from. This is what we can do. So that's it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And very unfortunate thing, the link to it is to the GoFundMe. If you did want to make a donation, is in the chat, or you could just go to GoFundMe.com and then search again. Hold on, help for Heidi, and look for his picture. And it's the first one that pops up.
We'll get him to
So,
10,000, and hopefully the family will have a roof over their head for a while and some food, and because the mother is going to find a job now. And look, man, this can happen to any of us, and we're out there, and that's it. So if you guys can go contribute to the page, 7,800 to 10,000 is not that much. Please go do it. That's it.
All right. Well, unfortunate circumstance when it comes down to it, but we want to end, with a higher note, and so we're going to go and kind of shift things, and then I'm also going to put the link to come on. When it comes to coming on, we ask that it's 5 minutes. Please be in a quiet room. If there's an echo or if there's any issue like that, we might have to take you off, but we do want to bring people on when you can. So give me 1 second so I can get that link going. And then for anybody who wants to come on, talk about anything that we've talked about, questions, comments, changes that happened with the Uber announcement, anything like that, let us know.
Yeah. Thank you, Craig. How many are we doing? 5, 4, 5?
I mean, we could do it. We could take it to the 2-hour mark.
2-hour mark. Okay, so we got a couple more things. I see. I see what's coming. This is funny.
All right. Well, let's look at a couple of things when it comes to the fake names that need to stop.
Lyft, seriously now. Okay. I mean,
that is definitely not a name.
I can't make this shit up. I don't want to say it. We don't want to get demonetized. I say it anyway, but it's like, what is that? What is that, Lyft? Seriously? Pick up F? Really? Bro. How does that make me feel safe? And the one on the right was sent to me. This is a scheduled trip, people. Grab it before it's taken.
Oh, don't spend that all in one place.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Seriously? $1 to $2 for a scheduled trip? And which I have to show up half hour before for this?
My question is, how is that even possible if there's a minimum? If there's a Lyft minimum? How does that even make sense? I don't know. I don't know how that would even make sense. Fix your algorithm.
Yeah, why don't you pick up the thing and come on? Hopefully, let's talk big now. So yeah, $1 to $2 for a scheduled trip, Chris.
Damn.
I'm not sure. I mean,
all right, Emmanuel, we'll bring you on in just a minute. We got one more thing to go on, and we got a couple other people on as well too. So if you guys want to hold on, we're going to start bringing people on.
Why don't you come on, Indigo? Why don't you come on? Grab the link. Come on. Let's chat a little bit. Next one. Are we doing the next one, or we're bringing people on?
Yep. Jetson one. We'll blow through this, and then we'll
go
start
through
bringing
this.
our
Okay.
guests on.
Okay, we talked about these flying things. This is up your alley, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
This one is called Jetson. You know the Jetsons?
Yeah.
They couldn't name it. I think I'm gonna get you one. You know, with
I
all the
want
money
one.
Uber is paying me, with all the money Uber is paying me, I'm gonna buy you one of these.
With all the money that
that's all
Uber's
yours.
paying you, it couldn't even scrounge up $25 for a giveaway, please.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that shows you.
Yeah, I was stingy this week, but here it is. Jetson one. Okay, how about we create a GoFundMe for Chris and buy Chris one of these?
I would love it. I was,
Really?
you know what? I was actually looking at paraglider. There's a guy who drives a paraglider around here. I wouldn't. And to me, this would be. I would. You know what I would do?
Bro.
I would fly with this. I would fly my drone inside of this thing.
Oh no!
I would absolutely fly one of these things.
No, but it says to keep the entire thing is 200 pounds. How's that possible with all those 4 motors there? I'm not even sure how that's possible. 200
lightweight
pounds?
plastic. A lot of lightweight plastic and some carbon fiber and maybe graphene and stuff like that.
I was like, this is right up Chris's alley.
Wow,
so
hey, whoa, time out. It's only $98,000. Everybody, please donate to the actual GoFundMe that's there. I don't need one of these things. I would love to have it, but let's help a family out who actually needs some help. So
this is hilarious.
I mean, I can't say $98,000 is a lot of money. Let's be real, but
well,
I mean, I would. It's got a top flying speed of 63 miles per hour. I want to know what the nautical miles per hour is. Altitude of 1,500 feet. I'd like to see what the FTC or the FAA has to say about that when it comes down to it, because I can fly up to 400 feet on my drone legally, and or 400 feet higher than the building that's nearby. But yeah, 1,500 feet. It says,
Chris, this is classic right here. This is classic. 200
pounds. The average American is less.
Double the weight of that thing. You know, 76%.
I can honestly say I am under that weight limit now.
Okay, cool. But Jetson. So this is an Italian company, by the way. Okay, Italy based. So Mr. Jetson, or let's see who the CEO of this thing is. Blah 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 blah. Whatever.
I want them on. I want them to come on the show.
Okay, so I should be insulting. I should be insulting. Okay, Mr. Jetson, do you know that 76% of the U.S. population is overweight? Do you know that? That means over 200 pounds, probably. I don't think
no.
We need to beef this thing up a little bit.
Here's the thing: it's not a 200-pound weight limit. The unit itself is under 200 pounds.
I know, but imagine you just put another 250-pound dude in there.
Yeah, that's what those blades are for. That'll handle it. That's what it's designed for. Those, dude, trust me. If that thing's got some DJI tech in there, keeping it nice and stable. Oh, dude, I would drive that thing around I would, dude. I'd do vlogs in that thing. Oh my God, I want one. Oh my God, I want one. All right, let's stop talking about that. Let's bring the CEO of Jetson on, of Jetson One, so we can have them on and talk about this, because I'm an Oreo in. We're just going to talk about this, say that. All right, let's bring on some people. We got some people to bring on. Emmanuel, we got Emmanuel, Matthew, and Kyle. We're going to bring you guys on in order. If anybody else wants to come on, here is the link.
I want that one. What was her name? Indigo? Come on, Indigo.
Come on.
Indulge me, Indigo.
All right, let's bring on Emmanuel. How you doing?
Emmanuel,
good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Are you in Halloween mode, or what's happening?
No,
I'm
I'm
in the car.
My house. I'm in my house in the living room. I'm in my house in the living room. It's super dark, so I'm gonna turn the lights up real quick.
Yeah, don't worry. You know what? It's funny. That's what I do. Like I hate lights on too, so I just usually get the TV light, and I'm good there.
Much better. How are you guys doing today? Great show today, by the way.
Thank you, man.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I want to say to Sergio, congratulations for hopping on that Uber meeting and give us all that great information.
Thank you, man.
So we really appreciate it.
Much appreciated, and we're gonna keep doing it, because we're doing it because you guys are providing me with the ammunition. I'm telling you.
And I would say more the proof. of what's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on.
Proof, ammunition, whatever. Because we're shooting the bullets, and they're going like, "Shit, there comes another one." I go, "Yeah, yeah. We need to fix this." I go, "Yeah, we need to fix you." There's a lot
Well,
of shit to fix.
I'm sure a lot of people don't. A lot of people that work at Uber, like certain people, key people,
I can't.
probably don't like Wednesday mornings because that's
Yeah,
when they get the
I
emails.
can't. Well, I can't. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
say what I saw yesterday. I can't say any of that. I promised I'm not. Trust me, they're watching. But the other thing is, it's not happening because I don't care about me. It's about the community sending me all these things. And and for a tech company, they sure have a lot of glitches. A lot
Yeah.
of fucking
Yeah.
glitches. For a tech
It's always a system issue. System issue.
system issue. Yeah, we're having a system issue. We're not going to give you the money. I'm like,
Yeah. We're
but
working
anyway,
on
thank
it. We're
you.
working on it. I know.
Thank
I
you,
get you.
Emmanuel. Much appreciated, man.
What
Emmanuel
do
is
you guys think? What do you
yeah.
think? Think about this saturation. You think? I mean, I know it went
Look,
from one
man.
quarter.
No, no. Okay, so 5 million was last quarter's global driver count. Okay,
Yeah.
this quarter for year over year, they're at 6.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
bad.
so
Look,
so my question is, what happens in the next quarter? They go to 8 million, then 9.5
look, as
million.
long as the economy, because people that say government says economy is great, okay,
Yeah.
and I did talk about this. I can go to details, but I go, people are not driving Uber because they're like fucking making so much money. It's because they need extra cash, and all these part timers, are coming in, and immigration issue is an issue. I'm telling you, nobody touches it, but we're going to touch it. And we're going to touch it heavily next couple of
Based in
weeks. And
Chicago right now. In Chicago right now.
I'm not going to say anything today, Emmanuel. You have 5 minutes. So all I'm telling you is this is the problem.
Because I'm in Chicago and I see it. I
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, they can stop this, but they're not going to because they want all the trash orders delivered or the trash orders picked up. So I'm like, no, I think we need
Yeah.
to
Well,
definitely talk.
here's the thing. The one thing I think that any veteran driver needs to really look at is strategy. And then on top of it, as many apps as you can get on, try them out, see what ones work best for you, when they work best for you. And, hopefully that will help soften some of the blow that will definitely happen with more and more drivers coming on the platform. Because again, if you got that pie and it's split evenly between every driver, instead of 5 million pieces of pie, you got 6.5 million pieces of pie, plus any more that are coming on, 7-8 million. I mean, obviously Uber, Lyft, DoorDash are going to be the biggest ones or
They
see the
don't care.
most, but
The
there's
more the
hundreds of
merrier to
apps
them.
out
They
there.
don't care. Yeah.
Yep. And there's hundreds of
Yeah.
apps out there at this point now.
Yeah, but the other problem that Uber and Lyft will add as many drivers as possible. They can have, they don't mind having 10 million drivers
Yeah.
on Uber, but
Well,
they should. Yeah,
yeah,
but
they
what the
don't
problem is
because
that
look,
go
to
ahead.
them the most important thing is how fast can a passenger get picked up. That's it.
Of course, of
Mhm.
course.
And you have to
Yeah,
understand that, and I do understand it, and we talk about it, but there isn't much you can do about that, honestly, unless the government comes in and says, okay, like New York City, right? There's a cap of 80,000. That's because TLC has balls and makes them talk, right? But nowhere else, there's no cap anywhere in the U.S. And they want to. It's I mean, because what has also happened, Emmanuel, is the referral fees and things have collapsed, right? And they don't have to put out that much money. It's not costing them that much money to bring new fresh blood on, and they just bring in as much as they can because they know it's not going to last, and they'll burn out, whatever. And but yeah, it's a tough situation right now. It's tough.
Yeah, even in Chicago, I don't know how much time I got. In Chicago, it's not as profitable as it used to be. I mean, the surges are very limited. It's just not the same, and there's nothing we can do about it. All I can do is just get up early in the morning, do my strategy. I'm still averaging about 30 to 32 an hour online, so I don't really care
Bro,
about that, of course.
I wouldn't be
Still,
complaining about that right now. Let me
yeah,
tell you.
no, but the thing is,
Yeah.
the thing is just like, you just have to understand that's the way it is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, markets is like, if you're in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, you're making probably 20 or 18.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I
rough.
have screenshots I'm going to show next week, actually, from one of our viewers, Donnie from Biloxi, what Uber sends out, what they expect to make per hour. Bro, it's
Yeah.
collapsed. But anyway, thank you for coming on. We got to give chance to everybody else. But
Thank you, guys. Great show.
thank
All
you,
right,
man.
thanks,
Have a good night,
Emmanuel.
guys.
Have
Thank
a good
you.
one.
Always appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, so we just let everybody know who's in the back. We got Matthew, Kyle, Craig, Denver, Sam, and
Well,
William.
we're cutting everybody to 3 minutes
so,
now.
So we got quite a few. So Sergio, shush,
Yeah.
quiet, let the people talk. All right, Matthew, how you doing?
Hey, Sergio. Hey, Sergio and Chris, doing well. How are you?
Good.
Hey, yes.
How's it going?
Going good. How's everything with you guys?
Pretty good.
Hey, so first off,
Thanks.
great show. I really loved what you guys. I really loved the show. And Sergio, thank you so much for all you're doing for the riders and also the passengers as well. I really like the verified rider thing, because the verified rider tool, because I feel like that will help more drivers be more willing to pick up passengers. But anyways, I wanted to come and share this feedback because I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, and I'll make it very quick. But I was doing Uber as a driver too, part-time in my neighborhood, like short rides, nothing long distance. And I was renting with Hertz my car, and they were giving me broken and damaged cars. And they were, I had a Nissan Rogue where the rear view mirror fell off in the middle of when it was on the interstate, and I had to stay in Connecticut to get it fixed because I didn't feel safe driving it. They had no swaps available, and finally, when I got back to New York, I got a Hyundai Elantra with a almost dead battery. But then I found out that the brake pads needed to be replaced, and and also 2 tires needed to be replaced and an oil change. And I know,
Renting the trash.
I know, like it was an accident waiting to happen, honestly. And also, honestly, yeah. And also, I feel like Hertz has such fraudulent billing practices. There are, like, for example, I had a dispute with Hertz with my credit card company, and they were still trying to collect on that. And I work full time for a financial services company, and that's illegal. You can't do that. And I feel like, I don't know if there's any way you could talk to Uber about this next time you talk to one of the executives, but I really feel that they should reconsider this partnership with Hertz or get them in line, because it's affecting the income that I could make if I'm on a do not rent list for some weird reason, even if it's for a personal ride.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm sorry you had that bad experience, but renting is probably, especially on Lyft Express Drive, they already pay you like 30% less anyway. You shouldn't be renting. I mean, seriously.
I know. Yeah, I definitely saw that, and I'm definitely going to be looking into a car when I can afford it. But
thank you, Matthew. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. Much appreciated.
No, thank you. And Chris, it's so nice to meet you virtually, though. Fellow New Yorker right here. So
awesome.
All right.
Well, yeah, be safe out on the roads. Don't let things fall off.
Oh,
But
definitely.
actually, that's an ongoing thing, though. I've been hearing more and more when it comes to these rentals that they're just shit cars. Before you get it out, like try to give it a nice look over.
Yeah,
I know. And then Chris, also one more thing. It's like they should be giving us the newest cars, because then they could be promoting their businesses. And who knows, because they would rent it from Hertz, and then it could be like, oh, maybe I'll rent from Hertz because I got such a nice car from Uber.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you.
All righty. Thank you, guys.
All right. Have a good one.
Right,
Thanks, Matt.
care,
Talk to you soon.
All right. Kyle, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you, Kyle?
Pretty good. Okay, guys, I want to make this concise as quick as possible because I know you guys got other people waiting. So you guys touched on something that was verbatim exactly what happened to me. So I was on Uber about 6 months ago, and I got deactivated, and for the exact same reason why that individual that you spoke of. So I would not ever have children in my car, okay, underage. I refuse to let them in my car. Okay. Now, every single time I come across a teenager, preteen in my car, I would whip out the policy, show them on the phone, and say, I'm sorry, can I let you in my car? And they would have a fit, they would do tantrums, you name it, right? So I did this quite frequently because whenever I get a call coming in, I can't just, like, my cancellation rate will go crazy. So I always have to accept them. So I knew some of these passengers were teenagers because the area is a school. So I have to come there and have to, wait the time for, the ticket to go down so I could go ahead and cancel it and then select minor. So I did that a couple of times, but I always would call support and say, hey, listen, this happened. There was a minor, blah, blah, blah. I did that constantly. But sure enough, I got deactivated, and they said it was because of all these complaints. And I said, wait a minute. What do you expect these kids to do? They're going to obviously lie. They're going to say whatever they got to say to get me in trouble. And then they totally just trashed me, deactivating me. And for what? For following the policy. I was doing the right thing.
When did
And
this happen?
this happened about 6 months ago. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. And I just swore off Uber ever since then. And I haven't touched my account. I'm like, I'm done, because they're going to just punish people for doing what they said in their terms of service. I was abiding by their terms of service, and yet they deactivated me for doing what they wanted me to do. And yet this is what and all these kids say the same thing. Oh, I always get picked up all the time. I never had an issue before. So it's the people that's doing the right thing get screwed, but it's the people that don't follow it. They're the ones that, perpetuate it. And these kids are saying the same thing. Oh, they do it. Now, one time, there's one incident that I'll never forget. Now, it was two teenage girls that I picked up that was trying to, get me to pick them up. Now, they're having a fit. They're, being kids. They're like maybe 15 or 16 or whatever. And I'm like, they're outside my passenger window, and they're like, yelling and screaming, talking all this stuff. One of them said something to me, and I said, you know what? This is exactly why I don't pick up children. I heard her say through the window to me, oh, he probably is a pedophile. And I said, you know what? This is exactly why I don't want no kids in my car. Because all you got to do is make that false allegation and say, oh, I'm going to call the police. He touched me. That's all they got to say. And Uber's going to just go with the passenger, and the police are going to go with the underage. And they're going to say, you know what? We're going to cancel you first, ask questions later, and then probably investigate you and probably try to, look into it and see if I did anything. And this is why I don't let children in my car, because they're immature. I've had so many kids flip off, go crazy, slam my door. Thank God none of them ever got in my car. But there's so many underage kids that I'm always pulling up to. They're like literally like 10 years old, 8 years old. I swear to God, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. There was another situation where there was two kids. Now, an adult was trying to have a toddler get in my car and a 10-year-old get in my car by themselves. And as soon as I seen that, I'm like, where are you going? You're not coming? She said, no, their mother know they're here. Their mother know they're coming. I said, no way. So she complained. They got out the car. She said, I'm going to report you. It's like, we have no protection when it comes to this. And I'm like, and in my market in Connecticut, we do not have any Uber teens yet. They didn't roll that out here at the time. I don't know if they have it now, but at the time they didn't have it. But even if they did, I would not opt into it. I don't want no kids in my car. So,
Kyle, time is up. But okay, do me a favor. I have people, don't get the wrong idea. I have no powers. Send me an email, Sergio@rideshareguy.com, and give me like an explanation of what happened. Okay. And are you still driving?
I'm not driving Uber. I do other gig apps. I don't touch any food apps. I just do other, like, I do Amazon Flex. I do stuff like that, but I don't do any.
You don't do Lyft either?
Do not do Lyft, no. I just did Uber. I did it for a while, and then after all that, I swore off any rideshare stuff, because I just rather not deal with people because of stuff like this.
Okay, I get it. So thank you for coming on. Just send me an email, and then because I'm working on with an article about this issue, because this is a horrible situation, and this is going to happen with Uber teen too. Some teen is going to get in and say touch me, and then you're all screwed. But anyway, so thank you for coming on. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Kyle.
Okay, no problem. One more thing, guys. I don't know if you could advocate at all for any appeal process. I wanted to ask you about that. If you could comment, maybe when you talk to these individuals, consistently got these new deactivation policies in place, can they retroactively have an appeal process for people such like me that could try to get reinstated based on these new policies that came out for the deactivation?
Well, actually, Julio Aguirre, who's still here, asked me that question. I'm going to forward that question. I don't know the answer. I'm pretty sure they're going to go forward from this point on, not for the people who were deactivated 6 months, a year ago. But I will make sure, and then that's why I want you to email me so I can respond to that question. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, take care.
Have a good one, Kyle. Thanks. All right, Craig, how you doing?
Great. How you guys doing?
Oh, look at Craig. Hey, man, look, wearing the colors, buddy. There you go.
And the hat.
You know what I mean? See what I mean? That's a supporter right there. How you doing? Mr. Seattle,
I just,
Washington, swimming in cash. What the F? Anyway, so
well, I have a complaint on Lyft, and I've tried to work through their support. I'm trying to work through the union, and I think I sent you screenshots
yeah.
of the problem, and it's because they're not paying the cancellation fee on scheduled rides, and the cancellation fee is $10, which is well worth the time I put into lining up a scheduled ride. And then the rider cancels 15 minutes before the ride. And I have it all documented. Sergio, I sent you screenshots. I sent them to Lyft, and Lyft gets back, well, you can't pick up another ride while you're waiting for a scheduled ride. Well, I didn't. It's just lame excuses.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, Craig, for everybody else too, you have to pick your fight. You have to pick your battles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And sometimes that $10, yeah, I know it's bad. You waited, you wasted your time. I get it. I get all that. But you have to sometimes let it go. Okay. Trust me, I sent it forward. Like okay, this is the way they look at you and me and any driver. You're just a sand particle on the beach. There's billions, millions, right?
I understand.
And if everybody's cancellation problem, these little problems, look, to you, that's a big problem, personally speaking, right? But to me, it's a big problem. But to them, it's like, whatever. They probably collected the fee. I did forward it. I know you sent me the stuff. I did forward it. I haven't heard anything.
Thank you.
So, but sometimes pick your battles, bro. Sometimes these cancellation things, you just got to move on. They go like, screw it. Let me go do another trip. I'll forget about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've pretty much given up. But when it's done happen 6 out of a dozen times, it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. But thank you for coming on. Love the hoodie, bro. Love the hoodie. Know your worth. There you go, people. He knows his worth. Because he's in Washington State. That's why.
Oh, even better. Even better.
Swimming in cash.
Nice meeting you, Chris. I haven't talked to you yet.
Oh, thanks, Craig. You too.
Hey, when is my probation up? 6 months?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, 6 months. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, that's how I won the shirt. Well, no, I bought this. I won the shirt, the T-shirt.
I know. 6 months. Yeah.
And then your buddy,
oh yeah, 6 months. Yeah.
Zoom or whatever his name is, sent me the hat with it. So
yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, nice.
All right, looking good.
All right, thanks.
Got
Be
mine
well,
right here.
be safe.
All right.
There you go. All right, next up, Denver.
All right, thanks. Have a good one, Craig. All right, Denver. Welcome. How you doing?
Hey. Oh.
Okay then.
He was a newbie too, bro.
I don't know. Well, Denver, if you can get back on, come back on, or at least come on. But
okay, Sam, you're up, Sam.
How you doing?
Hey, Sergio. Hey, Chris. How you guys doing?
Hey,
Good,
look
yourself?
at him. Veterans of veteran right there, bro. 2014. Look at that shit.
Well, actually, I couldn't fit all of my experience. I've actually been in the business in New York City since 1998. So, yeah, I've been going 25 years this month, actually. So I'm hearing everybody's concerns, and I'm hearing I follow, uberpeople.net, all different forums all over the internet, and a lot of the drivers, guys and girls, the one common denominator that I'm noticing is that a lot of them have not come through the way I came through. I don't know about you, Sergio. I don't know about you, Chris. But the way I started was in the black car industry in New York City. Some people started in taxis. Some people started, yellow cab, green cab, whatever. But in the black car industry, you get trained in customer service, and you get trained in how to handle certain situations, how to handle drunk people, how to handle children, how to handle people with different personalities. Like I said, as you can see in the comments, in the description, I've been doing Uber and Lyft since 2014. I've never once had any kind of customer service issues, never once had a complaint. Well, I mean, you're going to have your complaints here and there, but nothing major. And I'm not talking against any drivers on this platform right now or any other platform. God bless all of you. Thank you for all your service and your sacrifice. I'm not speaking against any one of you, especially the ones that were here before on this camera here. But I think that everyone should at least get some experience in customer service, especially in this business. This business, you're dealing with many, many different personalities. I remember picking a passenger up that said, "Oh my God, you've driven 4,000 people?" I'm like, "Yeah, so what's the problem?" "But you've driven 4,000 different personalities." And I'm like, "Oh, I never really looked at it that way." And it really kind of shed some light on what we have to deal with as drivers, dealing with different personalities, different mindsets. You may have somebody that's the greatest person in the world, but that one day they have a bad day, they get in the car and they want to take it out on you. At the end of the day, you have to take everything with a grain of salt and say, you know what, this person may be having a bad day, or you could tell when somebody has habitual tendencies to be a really nasty person. Hey, I let my fingers do the walking like the old yellow book back in the days. Click, 3 stars, 1 star. I get unmatched. I never have to see them again. You know, so that's what I wanted to share when it comes to drivers having difficulties with passengers, with driving young people, driving drunk people, driving difficult personalities. You got to kind of take the good with the bad and just, not make it part of your day.
I agree with you, Sam, because 80% of the job is attitude, right? It's whatever your attitude is. You starting that morning, you may be doing 25 trips. All 25 are going to be different. It's like like Forrest Gump, box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. You got to roll with the punches. And if you're working, bro, you're in the service industry. I don't care what you guys say. And you don't have to give him foot massages. You don't have to give him water, gum, any of this shit. But you have to, you just got to drive. How's earnings you're in New York City, 5 boroughs?
So yes, I'm in the 5 boroughs. Well, I'm now doing Long Island because I wanted to see what Long Island was all about. And I got to be honest with you, anybody who's concerned about doing work outside of New York City, yes, what you've heard is true. The money is much better in the 5 boroughs. Trust me.
No shit. Yeah.
So I'm going back. I'm going back.
Definitely.
So
anyway,
but real quick, I know I want to add one more thing. Lyft, I noticed, I don't know if it's just me uniquely, but Lyft, I noticed they show you how much you're getting paid when you get the ping, how much you're getting paid, where you're picking up, and where you're dropping, and the duration of the ride before you accept the ride. So I don't know if anybody else is getting that, because I pick up a lot of people with Lyft that says, "Why you my 6th driver I've just gotten, because everybody, I'm going to JFK and nobody wants to take me, or I'm going to Queens or Brooklyn, nobody wants to take me." Well, I'm like, but they can see where they're going before they take you. So I was just wondering if it was just unique to me, or maybe you could find out other. But that's something that Uber needs to adapt into their platform. 2 things: showing what Lyft shows and not penalizing you for not the acceptance rate of dropping you below 85%, so you can't see where you're going anymore. I think that's so stupid. If you're an independent contractor, you should be able to take what you want to take and what you don't want to take. That's what the definition of an independent contractor is. So I don't know why Uber's breaking that law.
I'll find out. Shoot me an email with it. I'll forget it.
So you said Sergio at the Rideshare guy.
Rideshare.com. Yeah. So nice to meet you. Be safe out there, man.
Be safe, everybody, and do the best that works for you. All right, guys, take care.
Yep. All right, thanks, Sam. All right, so super chat came in. Alan, thank you. Appreciate the super chat.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring on William in Denver. Don't touch your phone. We'll bring you on right after William, okay? Yeah. All right, William, how you doing?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for waiting.
These guys need to quit whining. You can't take this job too seriously. You got to have a sense of humor about this job, number 1. Number 2, don't worry about all these drivers coming into the system, because I found in my experience that a lot of times they won't make the money they think they're going to make, and they'll leave. They'll quit doing it. Point blank, period. I just wanted to make it quick, short, and sweet.
William, you know what? 80% quit in less than 8 months, bro. 80%. You know what I mean? That's the number. So there is like, a million here, million there, but then 800,000 of them are going to quit. So don't worry about it. I agree with you 100%.
You know, because I see it all the time in my market. I've been seeing it. I've only been in the market for 4.5 years, but I see it all the time.
What city are you in?
I'm in Gainesville, Florida.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. We have a
It's
big
a
crowd in
small
Florida.
college town,
Cool.
and
But
we
I
get
agree with
people.
you. Do you do Uber and Lyft both?
Yes, I have both. Most of the time, I do Uber because the problem with Lyft is in my market, they're giving the college kids an extreme discount. So it's not really worth my time most of the time, unless it's like football game or something like that, where they're going to jack the rates up a little bit. But as far as a normal thing, no, I don't even hardly mess with Lyft.
Okay. All right. Well, good to meet you. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there and stay healthy. Okay.
Yeah, thank you guys. Y'all have a very good one.
Okay. Take
All right,
care.
thanks,
now.
William. All right. And let's
All
bring
right.
on Denver. How you doing?
Oh, how
Denver.
y'all doing, guys?
Hey, man.
Good. How's it going?
Sorry, I'm not as professional as everybody else is. I'm in the middle of work.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I honestly wasn't expecting this. I just thought it was YouTube listening to y'all. What are we giving like our complaints or?
Whatever you want. You got a couple of minutes. You have 3 minutes. Whatever you want.
Well, I guess I've only been doing Uber for like 3 weeks. I drive tractor trailer for UPS, and we got semi laid off, and I guess that like when the amount of time you have to accept, I mean it's just ridiculous to me. I can't. Yeah, and I don't really see where I'm going. So, and like I say, I'm so new. I know there's a better way, but I just have to accept it and then cancel it if it's something ridiculous.
You're in Denver, right? You're in Denver?
Yes.
Are you in the Denver suburbs or like rural areas, or are you in the busy area?
I'm in Charleston, West Virginia. So, I mean, it's a city.
Okay. But because what happens is that, are you seeing the destination with the map that we see, pick up and drop off?
Yeah, but like I say, it pops up by the time I like zoom into it. I mean, it's gone.
Okay, what you need to do is forget the dollar amount. Okay, you need to train your eyes to the next 2 lines, which is time to pick up and time to drop off. Okay.
Okay.
So add them both up. Easy add. Like 10 minutes, pick up, 10-minute drop off. That's 20 minutes, right? And then you already saw the big number is the dollar, right? So if they're paying you, let's say $10 for 20 minutes of work, grab it. Start with that. Train your eyes at a different area. Then when you get more comfortable, you get more comfortable, then you can look at the dollars per mile and all that shit. But initially, add the time to pick up, add the time to drop off, and then figure out your dollars per hour, right? So let's say if it's 5 minutes to pick up, 10 minutes to drop off, that's 15 in total, right? And if they're paying you $8, okay, if you can do 3 more of those in an hour, that's $32 an hour, right? You have to look at it that way.
Right.
So train your eyes to that first, and then you get more professional.
That's great advice. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And
You're welcome.
if I could just jump on what that other guy was saying, just last week I actually, had a pickup. It was next to the airport, so I was kind of stoked on it. Got up there, and there's 3 like 11-year-old boys standing in the yard. I thought surely they ain't my passengers, and yeah, they was. And I didn't even know that was allowed. I was so uncomfortable. But then the mother hits me up and through the app and says, "This is for my son." And I didn't know if that was commonplace or.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Just
I didn't like that at all.
Unfortunately, it is commonplace, but it's unaccompanied minors, and you cannot take an unaccompanied minor according to TOS. There's a lot of reasons why. Liability is the biggest. And so, if you get one of those, if they look under 18, you can ask if they're 18, you can ask for an ID, and you can deny the ride there if you want. So that's up
Okay.
to you. I suggest doing it that way. Unfortunately, yeah, it's a big problem that we were talking about earlier as well too, when it comes to these unaccompanied minors. And yeah, just don't take it. If you want to take
Yeah,
Uber Teen, if that's something that you want, it has to say Uber Teen where it'll say like Uber X or XL or Comfort, depending on what the ride type is. As long as it says Uber Teen and you're opted into it, it's got to be 13 to 17. Again, anything under 13 does not qualify. And
I
if
don't
it's an
want no
Uber
part of that
X,
neither.
Nope.
yep. So then you just filter those out and you won't even get them.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right, man. You be
Well-
safe out there. You're new. Keep watching a few videos. We have a lot of good videos, bro. You'll learn a lot. So
Yeah, I just now discovered y'all, so
all right,
I'm pretty much listening and learning.
Thank you.
Well, we
All right,
appreciate
have
it.
a good
you.
one. Be safe out there.
All right, have a good one, Denver. All right, and then we got
my God, no,
Donnie.
are we doing this really?
Come
You're not
on,
doing it,
man.
Oh, come on, man.
Hollywood, Hollywood. Hey, Sergio, you are the man. Thank you so much. I'm still killing it.
What
In
are you doing with
Biloxi.
this? I don't even know what to do with this, bro. Okay, why are you bragging, Donnie? I mean, you're killing it. I get
I'm
it.
trying
I
to
get
get
it.
people to make lots of money and stop complaining.
Look, man, you're in a great market. You're killing it. I know you are. God bless you. And I saw that comment, by the way. You still owe me the crab legs. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But,
Anytime, man. Anytime you come to Biloxi. But hey, I got into the opportunities. I told you I was Uber's little man now, running around doing opportunities. So actually I keep the app on 12 hours a day. I never turn it off. I keep it on. When it sends me an opportunity, bang, I leave the house. I'm working from home now. Uber has a working from home, I don't know what you call it. It's a working from home scheduled ride program.
really? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know anything about it.
So we just started the Mississippi Uber Medical in Mississippi,
Oh, yeah.
where it's a scheduled ride. We pick them up and it pays like $30.
Okay. Well,
Crazy.
like you need it like a hole in the head. You're making 1,500, 1,800 a week anyway. So I'm like, eh.
But
But
I'll tell you a story that just happened to me. I took these ladies, they went to France, and then they went to got on the airplane. So I give them my card. My card actually has Cash App and Venmo on it, and it has my number. So guess what they're doing tonight? They're landing at the airport, and they called me. They're in Atlanta right now, and that's my own scheduled ride. So the customer that's in your car can be your next customer a week later that's going to pay you a $20 tip, plus you're going to get a $40 ride out of it. I'm making $2 a mile now.
that's awesome.
Crazy.
I mean, that's awesome. I mean, I know you're killing it. I know you text me quite a bit. Thank you for all you do for the community. And, I mean, this is a man I've interviewed. He's on our channel, by the way, very popular video on Behind the Wheel. Go watch it. Learn from this man. This is a man to learn from. So thank you, Donnie. Much appreciated. Be safe out there, buddy.
One other thing I need to add.
No.
I had the number one. I had the number one country star in my car right back here in the back seat, Jelly Roll.
Oh
nice.
Shit. Cash is going.
Jelly Roll.
Did you get a picture
and his entourage. I took him to Rock and Roll Sushi of all places and brought him.
You know what we
back
say?
to
You
the
know what we
casino.
say? No screenshot didn't happen. So
Hey,
the picture.
Yeah, picture it didn't
go to my
happen.
channel and go to my channel and go to my shorts and you'll find them.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Video evidence.
Donnie's channel, YouTube. All right, Donnie. Love you. Take care,
Thanks,
bro.
guys. You guys are number
Thanks,
one on
Donnie.
my.
Thanks, Donnie. We'll see ya. Go out there, make that money.
All
All right. So
let's go home.
thanks everybody for coming on. We're missing a couple of people. Where's the other people that
The complainers?
when the time comes and they're all talking in the chat, but when the time comes to actually have a interaction, what gives? What the hell?
CDU, bro. CDU is getting strong. Yesterday they were
Yeah, come on.
I was like, okay,
Jesus.
let me give my partner here in crime a little credit, because after yesterday, and the video put up 80,000 views, whatever. That's not the point. There were like a lot of CDU members in there, Complaining Drivers United. And I was like, bullshit. Why am I even doing this? I don't need to do any of this. I don't need the money. I don't need to do this. I'm just doing it from the goodness of my heart. And then these dumb shits are complaining about money. I'm like, I get it. You guys don't think I get it? I mean, I get it. But again, send me your screenshot. Sergio at therideshareguy.com. Last 4 weeks. Let's see how much money you guys are making.
Or come on.
Yeah. Come on. You're on the price is right.
I mean, what other place is going to let you come on and air your grievances, or are you just talking bullshit? I mean,
we're not gonna argue. We're not gonna debate. It's not debate. I want to hear your problems. You can't just say I'm not making any money. I'm like, show me the money. Show it. Maybe you're making money. How do I know? I mean, hey. So anyway, I want to thank my partner because he picked me up. He goes, screw all these people. He goes, we're doing fine. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go have a beer.
I mean, that's the whole thing. You're gonna pay. Look, let's be real. I mean, half the country hates the other half of the country, and vice versa. I mean, it's more divided than ever. So unfortunately, that's the case, and people are gonna hate you for whatever. So hey, that is what it is. Oh, we got somebody coming on right now. So let's see.
Alan got a
And
professional
then Alan, you're the last person on.
Alan, how
Alan,
are you?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, not too much. How you doing?
How's the shared rides going, buddy?
You know what, man? That's the best thing you could have ever done. Doing a ride on that USC campus, like that makes up all the difference in the world, especially with Lux being gone, which is what I want to talk about today. So this ain't making no sense. I don't understand how can y'all see that?
Extra comfort?
Yeah, I don't understand why Extra Comfort is the exact same price as a Lyft ride. This is
sometimes
from
it's lower. Sometimes it's lower.
Exactly. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't understand what Lyft's goal was with Extra Comfort. It makes absolutely no sense.
Well, the only thing I could say is because it's a new product, what they're trying to do is get people to try it. So they might price it at either at the same or even a little lower. The reason why it could be a little lower is because if there's like primetime pricing or surge or anything like that that's going on, it's the only thing I could think of as an introductory period. Maybe it's 30 days or so. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like in a little bit of time if that changes, because it just might be trying to get new people onto that. Because then once they start raising the rate to what it normally is, it might be a little bit different.
The other thing is they're really. I mean, I know this because I heard, let's say, they're trying to get comfort market share from Uber. They're really competing in price because Uber has comfort as well. But stay tuned. There are some changes coming with the comfort and the classifications, and that car list is ridiculous. It's like Corolla is the same as a Tesla Model Y. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
And one of my other grievances with it is the Tesla Model Y, for example, it qualifies for black, right? The black level. But
if
the Mustang Mach-E, which is basically the same price, doesn't. How does that make any sense? I don't understand.
I'm telling you, we're working on it, and it's like I can't say more, but hopefully there'll be a couple of changes coming up. So
Alan, do you so you drive a Mach-E?
Yeah, so I drive a Mach-E. It's black. It's tinted. I mean, usually when I pull up, customers are like, "Oh, I didn't order black," and I was like, "Well, I don't really qualify for black, so that's good."
That's not in Lux Black or black now?
No. So Mach-E does not qualify for black, but the Tesla Model
do you have leather seats or no?
I have leather seats. I have, as a matter of fact, I have the premium. I have the GT line, which has the glass roof. I mean, most customers get in my car and they think it looks better than a Tesla Model Y. But
so that's only comfort now. That's it.
Yeah, that's strictly comfort. Strictly comfort. Strictly comfort and Lyft, which as I just pointed out, obviously,
Yeah, no, give us some time on that one. I don't know, bro. That was a huge,
No, but just to prove, to nail your point home, Sergio, doing those rides on USC campus, man, you can literally, now you can't do this for 40 hours a week. It's just not going to work, but you could do it for 10 hours and make about $45 an hour. So, you know, you just got to really, as you guys have preached on this channel, you got to plan your day. You got to, you know, go out there when the bonuses are out there. And, you know, then of course, just plan out your routine. But yeah, I don't see how anyone could do 40 hours and make more than like 30.
There are some people that are doing it. I've seen some screenshots, and you know, the 3 P's: patience, position, and planning. Don't complain otherwise. Maybe your game is not good enough if you're not making money. I mean, I don't know. So, but sure. Yeah, well, God bless you. Be safe out there.
Thanks, guys. And as always, appreciate what you guys do.
I could have seen you yesterday. I was like at the Uber offices. But anyway.
Thanks, guys.
So, all right, take care.
Thanks, Alan. Have a good one. All right. So with that being said, things are what?
Wow. Wow. Fuck. 2.5 hours, bro.
I know, right? But we wanted to make sure we could get everybody who wanted to come on. And then those who didn't want to come on, you know, you're all talking the chat, but when we invite you on, I mean, where you at? Where you at?
Yeah, Sergio at therideshareguy.com. I'm here. I'm listening to everybody. And I'm okay, whatever. Sergio at therideshareguy.com. Whatever you got, send it. All
right, Sergio, let's wrap this sucker up. What do we got going on next week? What do we got to look forward to?
Next week, we have Will Coleman of Alto, CEO of Alto Rides. Will Coleman is going to be on. Hey, if you're not making money at Rideshare, you can work for Alto. And you don't even need a car. Nothing. You just collect money hour by the hour. Not a bad deal. Yep. If you're not making money.
And I think drivers get 100% of the tips too.
Yeah. And okay, so we have that. Next week, we're going to start our cherry picking 101. Okay, because we did this before, but I think it's time we repeat with new trips. My favorite drivers in LA and other places, how they do it. There's a method to the madness, and that's it. Yeah, I think that should do it, and then maybe we'll let you guys on again because I like this interactive thing.
Yep, absolutely. All right, thanks.
I've been
What's up?
Alto with an O.
ALTO.
Will Coleman, the CEO, next week. All
right. So thank you everybody for watching. Good show. If you have the replay, you can watch the replay. Again, you can watch it or listen to it on podcast, as well as if you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do. Thank you everybody who super chatted. Thank you to the sponsor for Upside. If you haven't downloaded the Upside app, make sure you do. Link is going to be in the description. And with that being said, we'll see you guys next week. Go out there, make that money, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, we do. Bye.